Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing performances tonight though.
But
Barbara
really now,
really
is
like.
everyone ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
John?
Yep.
You're being very quiet.
I was setting up my stream.
Okay.
Who can we talk about before you start streaming?
No one. I'm streaming now.
Damn.
And we never talk about anyone in here, okay?
I do. I talk about people.
Well, what's your
I
own
talk
business?
about my boss and my mom.
Anyways, you guys left off just having had dinner, the boar that you skewered.
Delicious, magnifique.
Nom nom nom.
So yeah, what y'all want to do?
Well, we did kind of discuss that. Some of us suspect that there's, some pretty funny stuff going on here. I think someone had suggested that they really didn't like the way the sheriff was acting. We weren't quite sure about the actual current priest. We were concerned that he was actually going to destroy the robe of bones. And I think we also discussed that it was interesting that the daughter of the previous priest, her, I'm making air quotes, body was never found. And the fact that the body of the priest himself just got stolen is very suspicious. So I imagine I'm not having this conversation at the bar. I imagine I'm probably over here somewhere, hoping that everyone else is over there also, so that I'm not shouting across the bar.
Before we get crazy, we need to confirm if you went to that girl's house last night or not.
No,
That's right.
I did not.
Okay.
Besides, the night that night hasn't come yet. She says it's still the evening there.
Oh.
By the way, if you press and hold Alt, you can actually, we could sit around the table rather than being snapped to grid. Yeah, I'll give you a chair. Take this chair, my good man.
Thank you, sir.
So, I imagine, are we all sitting around talking about that, or?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so I am trying to keep my voice down so that the people can't hear us, because I don't want to, outright cast any aspersions on, two of the major players in this town, which would be the father, the priest, or the sheriff. So, but glitter is basically, something funny's going on in this town, and it has more to do. It has there's more to do with it than just some random goblin attacks, which have been known to happen, even though this is a fairly well populated town. I think there's something funny going on. So this is out of character. I want to look at Sephra, um, and then in character, I will ask her the footprints that you saw. Were they shod footprints, like someone in boots, or were they like literally footprints?
And I would say I'm not actually sure. I wasn't paying that much attention to the detail other than they were humanoid and goblin.
Okay, so can she remember that, Whitney? Is that something that she has to roll, or is she basically saying, "Nope, don't know"? I'm sorry, that was directed to you.
She
Also,
doesn't
Gigi.
know.
Okay. Yeah, so I just basically don't know. You know, my
Okay, so-
adrenaline was pumping and I just was in the moment not making as accurate.
So then I look at Marco because Marco also made a tracking roll, right? And he noticed it also. Did he gather any more information? There?
No, I only noticed as much as she did.
So perhaps this is something. And are you guys familiar with something called the Sullivan nod? So the Sullivan nod is something that a waitress uses when she tries to get you to order something that she wants you to order. Would you like a root beer? And she nods her head. So Glitter's doing that. He's doing the Sullivan nod. So perhaps tomorrow, as he nods his head, we might want to go investigate these tracks further, see if we can follow them. I know, I for one want to know if there's a humanoid directing the goblins. That's not a good thing at all. Goblins
Yeah.
are stupid and not very organized, but if they're being led, they can turn into a serious problem.
Well, do you want to run this by? Because we wanted to confirm that priest actually destroyed. Because we just kind of handed over that necromantic item. Do you want to just? Because the priest and the sheriff went to do their thing, so we could just follow up with them like right now before we go to sleep, and then see what we want to do in the morning.
So as much as I don't want to split up, the priest seems like that would be your.
I think they said they
Ballywhack?
were going together. I think the sheriff said he was going to the priest to like talk about it.
Yeah.
That's a little suspicious, don't you think?
No, I think it's just following up on his leads. Or
Okay,
following I'd say we go to the priest first, and if the sheriff's not there, we find the sheriff together, and then we head to bed as we have our goals set in mind after we confer with these two, I think.
So you want to check out with the priest and the sheriff before we go to bed, and then tomorrow in the morning we'll think about
because the priest said
quote unquote following the goblin.
Yeah, because the priest said he was destroying that rogue tonight, and the sheriff said he was going to go talk to him like now. So perhaps we can sit on that conversation or just see what they're up to. Make sure they're doing what they said they were doing.
Okay, so this is now going to be Glitter looking at each of you with a strange intensity that you probably haven't seen in his eyes before, and he's going to look at each of you and say, I think we need to form a pact to figure out what's going on here and save this town, because I think this town is in serious problem. It has serious problems. And he kind of puts his hand in, hoping that you guys will put your hands on top of his. And
I immediately put my hand in. No
I say
questions asked.
we form a pact and we figure out what's going on here.
Sephra
What say
immediately
you?
puts her hand in and says, yes, we must protect the innocent people of this town at all costs.
Okay, so as a joke, Glitter will pull his hand back and go, whoa, watch the claws. And then he'll smile and say, just kidding. Okay, I look at Marco and I raise an eyebrow, very rock-like.
I'm going to gently aim for the center of the table so I don't miss.
Okay. And just pull out his dagger and just go all the way through all of our hands at the same time.
I also place my hand in and nod in agreement.
Let's settle then to the cathedral.
So, as you guys are sitting there talking, before you have a chance to get
Uh-oh.
up and move, get your butts
Okay.
back over there, you see a man enter the establishment and start yelling something in a language that I don't believe you guys understand.
Okay. Unless it's Drow, Common, or
I speak Varisian.
He is yelling in Minkayan.
No idea what the fuck
I
that
don't
is.
speak that.
that sounds like is that like a Jewish D&D? Machayan.
It is
I'm
the
speaking in Machayan.
language that Tian people speak.
I don't know anything about that. So nope, I don't understand. But I have a rank in linguistics. Can I try to understand it?
You can.
Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I've noticed Amiko has disappeared. Is that
That was my
supposed to
bad.
happen?
She wasn't supposed to actually be in the bar at the moment.
And who's tending the bar?
Okay? Charlie,
One
evidently.
of her maids or something, or not maids, but like one of the people who works here.
Can we roll for her hotness? Not that a holy man would care.
Wow. If you really
so
want to do
at-
it, roll perception.
She ugly as hell.
No, you think she's drop dead gorgeous.
Oh shit.
You think she is.
God damn, did you guys see the new bartender?
Wait, you mean John? It's a guy, right?
Okay, so with your linguistics roll, you understand where your daughter
I
He is
also have a
yelling.
rank in linguistics. Actually, I don't. My
Okay.
linguistics is 1, but I don't actually have a rank in it, so I'm not going to roll.
Okay. So
Okay, so I am just in the. I was just about to say, if we need to discuss about who's going to be the leader, and I was going to suggest Ulden, and then I stop and I guess take a look at him. What's he look like?
he's a elderly noble. You can tell he has really clean cut clothes. Looks very nice. Looks like he's probably very wealthy. But he's an elderly man. You would guess he's probably in his somewhere like 60 plus.
Okay, so half as old as I am. Gotcha.
Oh my god.
So wait, that's all. Those are the only two words I caught from him saying stuff. Is where and daughter.
Yeah, so you kind of make out like a where daughter, and you understand he's asking a question.
This guy is shouting about he's looking for his daughter. Should we go talk to him? Maybe.
We
Where's-
should try and
So-
help.
Where's Amiko?
As he
Is this his-
enters
her
the
father?
establishment, he sees you guys over there, and he's going to actually come up to you all, and then in common, he's going to. You four! You need to stop endangering this town!
Excuse me, we just saved the town, good sir. Watch your tone when you speak to the saviors of Sandpoint.
He gives you kind of a derisive laugh and rolls his eyes and says, just what we need. Filthy band of vagrants to attract even more trouble to this town.
May I ask who you are and what you're screaming about in this establishment? And why you've just come up to us like this?
I'm looking for my daughter.
Amiko, I presume, since I don't see her here. Is that your daughter?
He gives you a glare and says, of course that's my daughter.
Well, it looks like she got her manners from her mom.
Oh, that's great. So after some commotion
So wait,
has
so I
gone
lean
on-
lean over to Marco while he's saying this, and I go, "Whew, man, I thought it was gonna be that girl I turned down. Dodged a bullet there."
So after some commotion has gone on, Amiko runs out and confronts her father. And sorry, so they start conversing back and forth in again that same language that you guys don't understand, the Mikayan. Obviously, a very heated argument between the two of them.
Can I try to understand any of it?
Yeah, go for it.
Fuck.
Oof. You don't really understand anything that's being said.
I guess at some point, depending on how long they'll go, I'll interject and say, "Is there something we can help with? What's going on?"
So at this point, this man, his name is Longiku Kajitsu. It is Amiko Kajitsu's father. He looks at Amiko with like the most angry, enraged look you've ever seen come from a man, and he attempts
Dude, I don't
to
know.
grab
I
her by her hair and drag her out of the tavern.
Okay,
Well, I
that's not
will. Can we?
happening.
Yeah. Can we react to stop him?
That's
You
a
can. You definitely
the
can.
stand up, the where the entire table stands up and pushes
Yeah.
their chair back.
I think
That's
immediately
what that
when
that's
he
what happened.
goes to, like right when his hand like touches her hair and begins to like grab, I think we all like get up and start like going towards him and stopping him this immediately.
I'm gonna say I'm in his face.
I flick my
yeah.
dagger to my hand and I make sure that he notices me doing that, but that it's not super obvious to anyone else that's not right there. Whatever.
So when
So
all of you kind
I'm gonna pull a kunai out, okay, and it is extremely noticeable. You can totally see it in my hand, and I'm going to project my voice and say, "Sir, you will unhand her."
So when all of you kind of get up and act this way towards him, he is going to kind of shriek and flee backwards a little bit, very like cowardly jump back, like ah.
Okay, wait, stop.
And
So at that, my character is going to say, "Did you just shriek like a girl?"
And yeah, hold on. I'm not letting him like by me. Like I'm keeping him. I'm putting a hand on him. Like I'm holding him.
so hold on. He is going to turn towards his daughter and shout at her, "You're as dead to me as your mother." And he is literally going to shake you off and flee the tavern.
Can I make a trip check?
Yeah, go for it.
What is that? My CMB?
CMB, yes.
Get fucked.
You try, he kind of jumps over your foot as he like is scrambling out of the tavern and he just flees and disappears.
What the hell was that, Amiko?
So Miko kind of looks at you guys. It looks like tears are about to well up in her eyes. And
Okay,
she takes
so
back.
I'm gonna give her my best smile, and say, "Are you okay?"
And as she was fighting with her father, I forgot to mention this. She actually throws her ladle that she has in her hand at him. So she takes a moment, kind of composes herself, picks up her ladle, turns to all of you, and says, "Thank you for interceding. I am quite all right. But it looks like I'm going to need a well cleaned ladle now, since jackass stew's not on the menu."
True.
Jackass stew, that's my favorite.
Not now, Glitter. Was there something we could help with, or is this like a family matter that you want to keep private? What's the deal?
She looks down for a moment, then looks back up at you guys and says, "I thank you for your help, but no, this is a family matter. However, I am grateful for you guys interceding when he would have tried to drag me from my own tavern. Because of that, you all may stay here another week free of charge."
I pat her on the arm and I say, if you ever need to talk or need help, please don't hesitate to ask.
She gives you a smile, and then as she's starting to like walk away to go get a new ladle and stuff, she turns back and yells, "Oh yeah, by the way, dinner tomorrow's on the house."
Jesus, this girl's giving us the house for free. Alright, since it's clearly a family matter and it seems okay, we best make haste to the cathedral and then the sheriff's, if he's not there.
Whatever you say, boss. Hey, Meefer, I'm second.
So I don't have like a map for the cathedral, so you guys will just have to imagine this, unless you want to go back to like
No,
the
no, it's fine.
festival map and just be at the front of the cathedral.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I'm good. I'm good with imagining.
So we pull up to the cathedral and proceed to look for the father and or the sheriff.
Right? We pull up to the cathedral
We roll up.
because glitter has a hoopty.
So you'll find the Father Xantus and the sheriff just inside the cathedral, talking to each other off to one side.
Pardon the intrusion, but we just wanted to follow up. That robe, it is destroyed, or can we witness the destruction of it? And we want to know how to proceed from here and what the plan is.
Father Xantus will turn to you to say, "Oh, yes, of course. I just put it into our furnace for destruction. It's right over there." And he'll point towards a furnace where you can kind of see something like some cloth in flames, like burning away.
Do I see like bones? Like, because you said it was like a bone thing, right? Do I see like bones on it and stuff?
It's a robe of bones, so it would be mostly a robe, and I honestly don't know what all entails, but you
I
would
do.
see what definitely appears to be the robe of bones in there
Okay.
burning.
There's no question. It's like
Okay,
not like
cool.
a fake
Yeah,
or whatever.
no
Okay.
question. It definitely looks like he put it into like the furnace that they have going to like up in the front area, and
Okay.
so like
So
for
then-
sure looks like it is that in there burning.
Okay, so after I see that, I'll just say, no offense, just want to check off all the boxes. So now we noticed the tracks of the graveyard. Should we? Are you guys planning on following them, or because we were going to set off in the morning and try and track the humanoid who's controlling the goblins and track down the missing body?
So the sheriff turns to you and says, "That was my thoughts exactly, but unfortunately, when we checked the perimeter of the area where they must have climbed over the wall, all tracks leading to or from the wall had disappeared. We believe last night's windstorm may have, unfortunately, washed any signs of them away, or aired any signs, whatever you want to use terminology."
I'll look to the group. Are any of you proficient with tracking? Perhaps a efficient tracker may dig something up.
Out of character, how would I know if
Are
I'm
any
proficient?
of you a ranger?
Are you a ranger?
Well, yeah, yes.
I think
Okay,
you have
so-
innate tracking or something. I don't know.
Yep. Rangers get an ability called
I
track.
don't think
They
at
basically
level 1 she gets that.
Hmm. I mean, she does, but it's not very impressive at level 1. You basically add half your level to your survival skill. So if your survival skill is like a 5, you would add 1.
All right, so the answer is no.
Like you'd have to roll super duper high. And I'm
Okay.
guessing out of character, I'm guessing the DM doesn't want us doing that.
It just sounds like it's a hopeless endeavor. Okay, so then I'll turn to back to the priest and the sheriff and say, so what's the plan? How do we follow the leads here? Should we go back there and look for more clues to pick up their trail, or do you have any suspects?
The sheriff turns to you and says, "Actually, I was going to be seeking you out tomorrow morning. I have a meeting I would like you to come sit in on tomorrow morning. We have a, I don't know the word for this person, I'm sorry.
Okay. Take your time, sheriff. It's been a crazy night.
I'm just going to say ally. We have an ally who goes by the name of Shalalu. And they arrived tonight asking to speak to me. Will we put the meeting off for tomorrow morning? They are our resident goblin hunter. She brings news to us about all of the goblin happenings around this area, and it's a very peculiar thing that Shalalu has come back right now because she last passed through town only a month ago, and we weren't expecting her again until the last week of autumn. So it's very unusual of her to be back this soon. I believe she brings us news of the happenings with the goblins that might give us more information as to what's happening here.
That sounds most convenient. I get. So, do you want us just to meet you there in the morning, since we already know about this?
Yes, I will come find you tomorrow morning to bring you to the mayor's office so we can all sit down and talk with Shalalu.
Sounds good. All right, guys. A good earned rest, perhaps.
Yes. We should get some sleep so we'll be fresh for tomorrow.
Agreed. Let us
Agreed.
head back to the tavern.
So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna pick a room and make sure my door is locked.
So I am refreshing my spells.
All right, sounds good.
Same.
I'm good to go whenever it's the morning. We will get our breakfast and wait for the sheriff.
Exactly.
So whenever you guys are ready, yeah, just come out of your rooms and now it is the next day.
I do want to mention to the party that it's very convenient that we have a goblin expert show up. I mean, it might be, you know, maybe not so much of a coincidence that the goblins attack and the goblin expert comes back probably to give us a little bit of hopefully good information.
Glitter,
I mean,
not everything's a conspiracy. Sometimes the gods will things in a certain way.
they could just be tracking the goblins and that's led them back here. You know.
So I'll look at Ulden and kind of narrow my eyes and say, where I'm from, everything is a conspiracy.
If everything's a conspiracy, nothing's a conspiracy. I say we just
Whoa!
smirk.
So after you guys
Whoa!
eat your breakfast, the sheriff will come in and gather you all and lead you to Mayor Deverin's office, which would be like
Okay.
the town hall area. Again, I don't have a map for this. So once you guys get there,
I do want to say that Glitter will actually like to, before we leave, as the sheriff's leaving us out, look over at Amigo and say, "Hope you're having a good morning."
she smiles at you and says, "Yes, thank you."
That's it. I just wanted to make sure she was okay.
So as you guys arrive at Sheriff Hemlock's, Mayor Deverin's office with Sheriff Hemlock, you see a female elf sitting in the corner. She looks very much like your typical adventurer. She's got all of her, bow and dagger and all of the armor of an adventurer. So Sheriff Hemlock is going to introduce you all to Mayor Deverin.
So, because she's an elf and I'm a drow, I'm basically going to put on my most unassuming face and like when I'm looking at, I'm putting my hands up like I mean no harm, and I'm gonna sort of look at Ulden and say you're probably gonna have to handle
Wait, sorry, the mayor is an elf? Or the goblin?
no
No,
the
Shalalu is.
adventurer.
Yeah, okay.
And I lean in, whispered him. I'm whispering this. My kind are not looked well upon by the rest of the elves. So I
In a
don't know
loud
if
voice,
she's
I'll say,
gonna-
"Nonsense! Glitter Skim's the finest." I guess would I know the difference between a drow and elf? I'll just say he's the finest elf I've ever met.
So just for your guys' visual, this is Kendra Deverin. She is the mayor of Sam.
What a babe!
I'm way better looking than she is.
True. Do we have a visual of the goblin hunter?
Yes. So I don't know how much this is going to actually show to you guys because hers isn't just a handout, it's an actual like
It's not a problem. I
character
was just
sheet.
it's fine. Don't worry about it.
I'll just take this one away in a second. That's
Oh, okay,
Oh, this is her
cool.
token.
Yeah.
Oh, she looks cool as
Okay,
hell.
so she's pretty hot.
Good day, goblin hunter.
Is Glitter interested?
No, Glitter doesn't do relationships. He's still too hurt from his job.
So after the sheriff introduces you guys to Mayor Deverin, Mayor Deverin kind of just sits down and sort of like gives the floor to the sheriff as this is kind of more of his territory. So then he turns and introduces you all to Shalalu and will say, Shalalu here is an unofficial member of Sandpoint's town guard. She's been a thorn in the side of the local goblin tribes for years, and few in the region know more about them than she does. Um, he's going to go on to recap her report that Sandpoint hasn't been the only place in the region that the goblins have been causing troubles. Basically, in short, there's been an increase in goblin related raids along the Lost Coast, particularly in the dale between Nettlewood and Mosswood. Only a day ago, a farm south of Mosswood was burnt to the ground by a group of goblins. Shalalu was thankfully nearby, and while the farm couldn't be saved, she did rescue the family and drive off the goblins. The family is staying at a nearby farm for now, but the goblin problem is obviously not going away. After sort of recapping everything that Shalalu has said, Shalalu will stand up and kind of turn towards you all, and she says, "The Lords told me of your works against the goblins. Well done. I've dedicated the last several years of my life to keeping them from causing too much trouble around these parts, but they're tenacious and fecund little runts, like weeds that bite. There are 5 major goblin tribes, and additionally, they're pretty good at keeping each other in line, with intertribal squabbles and the like. Yet, from what I've been able to piece together, members of all 5 tribes were involved in the raid on Sandpoint. A fair number of the Mosswood goblins I dealt with yesterday were already pretty beat up, and there was a lot of chatter about the Longshanks who killed so many of them. Now that I've met you, it seems obvious from their description who they were talking about. Seems like you've made an impression. In any event, the fact that the 5 goblin tribes are working together disturbs me. Goblin tribes don't get along unless they've got something big planned, and big plans require big bosses. I'm afraid that someone's moved in on the goblins and organized them, and judging by these recent raids, what they're organizing seems like bad news for all of us.
Have you any news of any humanoid working with the goblins? We have reason to believe
Right?
there's one working with
You
them.
see what I did? What I typed there? I elbow you. Tell her about the footprints.
Yes, yes, Glitter. We found footprints in the graveyard with 6 goblins and 1 humanoid looking to lead them. And the previous father's body has been desecrated and taken. We think this is
I
connected.
assume it must be some plot that someone has the goblins under their thumb using them for their means, but I have not heard anything or about anyone that has been working with them recently.
Perhaps a fairly new alliance.
What if the goblins are just a distraction?
How so?
A distraction for what?
I don't know, but there's very few things that could come from stealing a body. I mean, I'm thinking necromancy or something of that nature. I don't know, but I'm just saying how better to work in the shadows than to keep us all distracted with.
Well, it looked like the goblin attack on the main part of town was the distraction for the real theft of the body, where the actual humanoid was. So I feel that was not a distraction. That was actually what their main goal was, because they also left a robe of bones, I'm told, which is a powerful necromancy item. So I do believe you're onto something with the necromancy. But across all your travels, you never heard of any humanoid ever working with these creatures?
Nothing I've heard, no, and I know a lot about the goblins.
Would they willingly work with a humanoid, or do you think this humanoid has them under control somehow?
Not very many goblins are smart enough to see the benefit of working with a humanoid. However, there are a few that could be cunning enough to know the benefits of forming an alliance if someone brought something most appetizing to them.
What do goblins value? Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Well, it could. If what do goblins value a lot that they would form this alliance? Because whoever would have access to those things, perhaps, is the lead suspect here.
Glitter mutters to himself, money, food.
What do goblins need of money? They don't buy things, do
Goblins
they?
buy things just like everyone else.
From what
Shiny
town would sell
things.
things to a goblin? Glitter, your jokes are not. This is not the time.
Another goblin town, of course.
They
Out of
probably
character, do
like the
goblins actually
shiny.
deal in money? Do they buy and sell with human money?
Are you asking out of character?
Yes.
Yes. Goblins
In this
are
world?
a sentient race. They like treasure and loot just, in fact, more than most races.
Okay.
In fact, Glitter will even say goblins like loot just as much as the next evil creature. They'll gut someone for their shiny necklace quicker than you can believe.
Wow. Well, I guess that doesn't really help then.
So the sheriff turns to you all and says, "So, I'm heading south to Magnamar in a few hours. I need to go see about securing some additional soldiers to station in Sandpoint for a few weeks. This goblin mess has put me at unease, and I want more protection and security for our town." He
But
turns to Shalaloo and says, "If you don't mind, could you go patrol a little bit around Shinkswood, Brinestump, Mosswood, Devil's Platter, and other places where goblins live to see if we can discover anything else about what's going on here?" He
okay,
then turns to
Glitter.
you
Wait,
all.
yeah, Glitter elbows Ulden. We could do that. We could do that.
Calm
He
down,
turns
Glitter.
to you all and says, "The locals seem to have to really have taken to you since you saved them from the goblins' attack. If you wouldn't mind, could you please maintain a public presence in Sandpoint over the next few days here for me while I'm gone? Seeing you around town will really do a lot for keeping eyes, worried eyes and ears down over the next few days."
Is this the best use of our talents? Perhaps instead of one person, you should send us to the scouting or to the other town. We're 4 people. Perhaps the Goblin Slayer take an earned break and we could scout out those places, or
The problem is, with me gone, I want to make sure someone is in town that the people can look to and feel safe with being here. And Shalaloo, although a very great fighter and scouter, does not instill the same kind of trust and security in the townsfolk that your presence will do.
if you think this is the best use of our time, I will not. I will not say no. And I'll look to the rest of them. Do you think this is agreeable?
Zephyr nods and says, I am willing to do whatever is needed.
I'm I'm not a leader nor a planner. I think that's your job. So you let me know what you want me to do.
How about you, Marco? You content with sitting in town for a few more days?
I lean over to Marco and I whisper one word: brisket.
All right, Sheriff, you have yourself a deal.
This is where we're needed.
Shalaloo before. Ooh, sorry. I swallowed part of an olive. I didn't chew quite enough. Shalaloo before getting up to leave turns to you all and says, "If you wouldn't mind, I would love if the 4 of you would join me for dinner tonight at the Rusty Dragon. I would like to hear more about the goblin that you also valiantly defended the city from, and maybe in return I can impart with you some of my knowledge and wisdom of the goblins.
Sure.
Saffron nods and says, "That would be most welcome. You should try the boar."
She smiles and says, I look forward to it. And then she heads out of the mayor's office.
Well,
Okay, so I mean, there's a couple of ways we can do this. This is Glitter talking in character. We can just, we can truck around town and make sure that all the people see us and are, reassured by, whatever they're going to be reassured by. That's what I think we should do. Just go around and make sure that everyone sees that we're here.
I don't think there's any other way to do it.
Yes, we can always, do our regular, what we would normally do. Just go shopping, get food, you know, just let people see us.
Is the festival still going on?
Um, the festival would have only been going on for 2 days, but even with that, because of the goblin raid, the first night of the festival, it pretty much put a damper on the entire festival. Festivities really did not go on the second day, and now we're on day 3 to where the festival would have been over with by now anyways, but everyone just kind of lost their mood for celebrating after so much destruction and some death from the goblin raid.
Okay, well, I am going to go. Is there like a market square of any kind?
But yeah,
I want to
there
go.
are.
I want to go set up where there's a bunch of people and just play some happy music, and try to basically just do my part to raise the spirits of whoever I can. It would be great if there was more than one market square. Like I could go to one, play for an hour or two, go to the next one, play for an hour or two, that kind of thing.
Yeah, Sandpoint is pretty big and it has shops pretty much. So as there's no like large squares, there are definitely quite a few areas where there would be just lots of regular foot traffic. So you can basically just hit a bunch of those different sort of um,
Like corners.
yeah, corners where like two main streets would intersect, and there's lots of very well shopped at shops basically, to where a lot of people would be pretty much traveling through that area.
Okay, so that kind of takes care of my day. I don't if you guys can think of something that you guys can do.
I would just make my presence known. Like I would just hang out with Glitter for a bit, then I'd go to the cathedral and just help out where I could around there.
I feel a little uneasy us going our separate ways. I don't know if that's the best idea.
Can I buy like a horn or a whistle and for everyone? And I will tell them,
Yeah.
Stay in earshot. If something happens, blow this, and we will all come to the sound. How much is
Okay.
4 whistles?
I'm gonna say for like 1 gold piece, you could get all 4.
All right, I hand out a whistle to everyone.
Thank you.
Try to stay within. I don't know. What would we know the earshot of a whistle? Would it be like 5 miles? I don't know what it is. Whatever. I say just stay within.
Probably 300 yards, maybe.
Stay within that distance that Glitter just said. Try to stay in earshot of each other.
Okay, I have a whistle on my character sheet.
As do I. And yeah, I'll just, if the cathedral's not close enough to wherever Glitter is doing his performance, I will just stay within 200 yards of him and just go walking around, seeing what's going on.
Sure.
So if nothing untoward happens during the day, we could just skip forward to tonight.
Sure. Yep. Nothing really strange happens. You guys just go about your normal business. You definitely feel like your presence seen in the square has kind of lifted people's spirits. Lots of people smile and kind of, sit and listen or cheer or dance to the music, depending on what you're playing at the current moment.
Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay, we will meet at the Rusty Dragon since we never left. and we're chilling at our normal table, waiting for Shalala, Shanene,
Shillelagh?
Shanae.
Ukulele.
All right, so it is dinner time. Amiko, like she promised, brings you all some tasty boar and potatoes on the house for helping her with her little incident with her father. And Shalalu joins you guys and also indulges in some of this boar. And she turns to you all and kind of like with that like fighting intrigue in her eyes of when you would swap stories with fellow fighters, like turns to you guys. So tell me about the goblin raid.
You should have seen it.
Well,
Sephira, tell her how you struck the beast down with your mighty bow.
indeed. It seemed like they sort of came out of nowhere. It was just, 1 minute we were enjoying the festival, and then the next they were crashing our party. And of course, I used my trusty bow and arrow and got a few headshots.
I mean, I could always just perform if you'd like.
Honestly though, I will say that Glitter was most helpful. He likes to summon grease traps under them, and you should see them all falling
No,
over
no,
each.
no, 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 no! Don't let her snow you. She was way more helpful than I was.
Now, we were all equally helpful. Even Marco, when he did seem to land a blow once in a while. I'll give him a wink.
She nods excitedly at you guys, enjoying hearing your story of how you defeated all of the goblins.
Oh, Glitter, you must sing her your song.
What? Okay, fine. I will. I will. I will perform the epic. I'll stand up on this table over here. To hopefully, no one's actually sitting at that table. And I'll give it one. I'll give it one iteration.
So you're not actually doing
I'm not actually
did
going
it?
to do it. No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I just wanted to check and make sure that
Yeah,
you weren't
that's like
going to
10 minutes. I don't want to do that.
yeah.
Well, let's get a
So,
perform check to see how well you retell the
yeah.
tale.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
sorry.
your perform.
Oh,
Woof!
she's in love
So
with Glitter now.
she gives you a standing ovation and just seems very excited, just like, oh, you tell your story so well. I must come back some other time and hear of more of your great heroic deeds later on, and once I can make it back here after my trips out to check on the goblin cities.
Okay, well, I'll go over and stand next to her and give her my devastating smile and say, "Well, then I hope you're careful. I'd love to recite some more stuff for you."
See, he's not so bad for a drow.
She's like, "Wait, you're a drow?"
Don't be silly. She always knew.
She'll give
Hopefully.
you a slightly like flirtatious smile and be like,
Whoa.
I don't mind drow.
Damn.
Whoa!
I'll nudge Marco. Looks
That's
like
going
he's
on
in.
my character sheet. That's my battle cry.
So after you're done reciting your tale, she'll turn to you and she'll say, "So I have a decent amount of info on just the general goblin tribes and particular goblin heroes. Is there anything in particular you would like to know about?"
Um, I look to the rest of the group. I mean, we dispatched them quite easily. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Were those
I mean, as much as I don't like to brag, they were actually fairly easy. I mean, we took out at least 3 waves of them.
wait,
were
so
Although I
those
gotta
just
say
the
that
easy ones?
Longshanks song was creepy as hell.
That was creepy.
sorry. Wait,
But
out of character, she did say which group attacked us. Which gang of like
She said that
the
there
Mossy, whatever.
were goblins from all 5
Oh.
tribes, which was unusual.
Right.
However, the most of them seemed from the Mosswood, and the ones she caught up with, like in a city nearby that looked beaten up already, like they had been here and like fled from here to there, were Mosswood goblins.
Unless you know of any special goblins that we may not have faced and you can warn us about, but those gave us no trouble.
Yeah, I'd
She
like to make a roll to see
mhm.
if I can figure out if the humanoids that are leading them could possibly be something like a hobgoblin, or is there any kind of information that I would maybe know about goblins being led by larger creatures?
Not really.
Okay, yeah, my skill's not that high in most knowledges,
That's a
anyways.
stretch. You need more than that, I think.
So she does tell you, I don't know if any of them are involved, but I do know of quite a few goblin heroes who are kind of like leaders in the goblin world, who, if anyone has made a bargain with a humanoid, it would potentially be one of these people.
So you're saying we should probably
Is
seek these out and question them.
are you going to give us names?
If you ask her for the information, so far y'all have been like, well, I don't know. We feel like we pretty
No, I
much took
did
care of
say
them. I don't know if
I
I
said
want
I
any of your
wanted
information.
information on the special goblins.
Right?
Okay.
Any information you can give us would be most helpful.
So, Shalalu will note to you that goblins generally live short, violent lives, and it's unusual for a single goblin to achieve any real measure of notoriety. But when one does, it is well earned. Currently, there are 6 goblins in the region that have the status of hero, which is a well earned status in the goblin world. First is Big Gugmut. He is an unusually muscular and tall goblin from Mosswood, and it is said that he had a hobgoblin for a mother and a wild boar for a father.
Just ate his dad.
The next is Koruvus, which is Koruvus, if anyone's writing it down, whom was a champion of the Seven Tooth tribe, as well known for his short temper as he was for his prized possession, a magic longsword sized for a human that the goblin stubbornly kept as his own, despite the fact that it was way too large for him to properly wield. Several months ago, after he supposedly discovered a secret hideout in a cave along the cliffs. But the Seven-Toothed Goblins remain convinced he's out there still, a ghost or worse. Stories are that he will murder any goblin who tries to discover his hideout.
Wait, I'm sorry. You said he's like missing, but people say he went into a hidden
He is
hideout.
missing. Yes, he is
Okay.
missing, but it's said that he discovered some sort of hideout right before he went missing.
Interesting.
The next is Vorka, Vorka, a notorious goblin cannibal who lives in the Brinestump. A hero mostly to goblins other than the Licktoad tribe. They don't view Vorka as a hero. Next is Renwaddle Gutwad, is the obese chieftain of the Brinestump Goblins, a corpulent monster who it is said never leaves his throne. And
I'm sorry,
next,
you're gonna have to repeat that one, please.
yeah, so that was Vorka, right? Yeah, Vorka. No,
When Waddle, Gutwad.
Rendwaddle Gutwad, obese chieftain of the Brinestump Goblins, a corpulent monster who it is said never leaves his throne.
You writing this down, John? She's talking
I'm
too fast for
writing.
me to type.
I'm writing spark notes of it.
Perfect.
And again, like you guys can make notes of this, and I feel like if there's anything important you might have missed, I'll let you know later when you post your notes. But
Okay,
this is
so
pretty much
just
information
to let
she's
you
just
know,
spewing out for you guys.
okay, so just to let you know, Glitterskim is paying extreme attention to her. He's using his bardic talents to literally memorize this information.
Sounds good.
Okay. You need me to make
Then
a roll of some kind because at some point I'm gonna want to recall that information.
what would it be intelligence or like wisdom to remember things?
I mean, I don't know. Neither one of those stats that I have is particularly high, so I kind of want to. I would rather use something that is bardic in nature. Like I have something called bardic knowledge,
What does
but that
bardic
is
knowledge flat
a
out say
bard.
do?
A bard adds half his class level minimum one to all knowledge skill checks and may make all knowledge skill checks untrained.
Yeah, see, it's like knowledge of the world, but not necessarily knowledge to like
Okay.
remember something.
Well, I tell you
I
what.
would say
When
make me a wisdom check, and I'll give you buffs for what I feel like
so
bardic
my
knowledge would give
the
you.
worst stat I have.
Sorry. It's a pretty low check anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna say you would be able to pretty much memorize at least everything important that you're being told right now.
Okay, cool. Your kid okay? Do you need to check on that or
She's good. She's just playing in her thing right now. She's just loud and boisterous child.
right? Sounds adorable.
The next of the heroes is Rip Nugget, who is the leader of the Thistletop Goblins and controls what the 5 tribes agree is the best lair. Lastly, there's Bruthasmus, Bruthazmus, an infamous bugbear ranger who lives in northern Nettlewood and often visits the 5 tribes to trade things he's stolen from caravans for alcohol, news, or magic arrows. Shalalu does note for you that Brethmazas has a particular hatred of elves and that they have fought on several occasions. To date, neither of them have managed to get the upper hand on the other, but Shalalu bitterly vows that she won't be the first to fall in their private war.
I have the utmost confidence in you.
Yeah, don't die.
So she also just kind of sorry, kid is getting so she'll also just let you know, just in general, that the closest goblins to Sandpoint are the bird cruncher goblins, who live in caves along the western edge of the Devil's Platter. Although traditionally these goblins are the least aggressive of the 5. To the south are the Licktoad goblins of the Brine Stump Marsh, pests who are excellent swimmers. East are the Seven-Tooth Goblins of Shankswood, goblins who've secured a place for themselves by raiding Sandpoint's junkyard and rebuilding the stolen refuse into armor and weapons. Farther east are the Mosswood Golems, likely the largest tribe, but one traditionally held back by feuding families within their own ranks. And finally are the Thistletop Goblins, who live on the Nettlewood coast atop a small island that some say holds a passing resemblance to a decapitated head.
Very intriguing.
That sounds like a song to me.
So that's about all of the information that she really has gathered in her journeys about the goblins and all that she has to share with you guys at the moment to aid in your hunt. She does let you know that she suspects if anyone were to strike a bargain with a humanoid where the goblins would be working under them, it would have to be one of those heroes. They're the only people with the cunning and the smarts, she feels, to actively work with someone other than a goblin.
Do these goblins common or typically speak common?
Most goblins just speak goblin. However, a lot of these hero goblins, um, are adept in other languages, just depending on if they've chosen to try to learn them or not. I've run across one or two that did speak common.
Because it would be useful to question one of them, but if we don't speak their tongue, it would be fruitless.
She nods in agreement.
I thank her with a smile for her information. It'll be very helpful.
She'll give. Oh yeah.
Before she goes, I look at her and kind of quietly ask if she knows. Has she heard of any farms in Biston being attacked by goblins?
She thinks for a minute. Nothing I have heard. Last that I knew, the goblins hadn't quite made it that far. But I will definitely make note in my travels, because she's leaving tomorrow to go hunt those places the sheriff asked her to hunt. She says, I will definitely make note to go and check it out and see whether or not the goblins have made it there.
She inclines her head and says, thank you, that my family has a farm there.
She nods, says, I will say a silent prayer the goblins have not made it that far yet.
As will we all. Unless we didn't hear that. 'Cause you said
It was sort of quiet, but it was probably still audible to at least the people on the table.
well, I
Glitter
definitely-
probably didn't hear that because he's staring at her boobs.
What the Eyes up, Glitter. Pray
No,
with me.
nonchalantly, like you can't tell. Like, he's kind of doing that sidelong glance.
So Shalalu
I
will
can tell.
finish her ale that she's drinking and kind of get up and say, well, if you guys don't have any other questions for me, I best hit the hay. I have an early start tomorrow.
Safe travels to you.
Yes, good luck. Be
She
safe.
bows and thanks you all and heads off into the back room to go sleep.
Seth returns to her companions. So what do you think?
Glitter, pay attention.
My head whips back around and I say, I don't know. I mean, what are we supposed to do now? I realize that we're supposed to, keep the town spirits up, but I kind of agree with Olden. I don't think this is the best use of our talents.
Well, we don't have the sheriff's. The sheriff's gone, so we kind of have to stay until he gets back at least. There could be another attack here or something that goes down. It would weigh heavy on my conscience if we were to leave and then something would happen to the town. We've agreed we should keep our word.
Whoa! I agree. We should keep our word. I think we could be doing better things. I don't want to leave the town defenseless, but at the same time, you know what? A wise old man that taught me many things once said, the best defense is a good offense.
That may work in certain scenarios, but when we literally leave the town defenseless, there's no offense that would protect it if we go in the opposite direction.
So,
And anyway, our word has to be our bond. We have to keep our promise to the sheriff.
Yes, settle in, Glitter. Work on some songs. We'll wait for the sheriff. And yeah, so I guess we will just do the same things every day until the sheriff comes back.
So as you guys are sitting here chatting, you noticed a woman clutching a baby to her chest and dragging a young boy by a shirt run into the tavern. She looks around for a moment and then proceeds to run up to the four of you. Through
Yeah.
her tears, she's going to look at you all and say, please, heroes, I am in need of your help.
What seems to be
How
the
can we
trouble?
help you, ma'am?
She sobs a little bit and then kind of composes herself and says, it's my son. He during the raids he saw some of the goblins light a dog on fire, and he's been just distraught ever since. We thought he was just upset over seeing this, but every night he would wake up crying.
I think I can hear him.
So every night he woke up crying in tears, and when we would go into his room, he would proclaim that a goblin came out of his closet. But every night my husband would search around his closet, and we would never find anything. We thought he was just having bad dreams. But then, oh gods, tonight when his dad went in was when we heard his screams. He found a goblin on top of his chest biting at him, and our
Jesus.
dog, oh, the poor dog, its throat was cut out.
Oh no.
Ioma Day.
My husband, he immediately chased the goblin back into this little hole it's been hiding in the closet, and I just didn't know what to do, so I just grabbed my children and ran and came straight here to find you. Please come back to the house and help. I don't know what's happening.
Of
course.
course. Everyone, let us make haste.
All right, I do that stand up where you knock the chair over. You stand up so quickly.
Amiko, put it on our tab. And we run up.
Okay, so you guys follow her back to her house, and she is just like still in tears and clutching her children to her. When you look at her children, you can see that the young boy, he's probably like 3 or 4. He has little goblin bites all over his arms, and she's just clutching him to me and to her, and she says, "It's there in his bedroom. I left my husband there searching for the goblin. I can't go back in.
Yeah,
Please
no,
go
stay out
find out
here.
what happened."
Bring the boy forward to me for a minute.
She like inches him forward. He reluctantly kind of walks up towards you.
Don't worry, child. The gods will see vengeance upon this goblin, and I'll cast a Cure Light Wounds on him to seal up his wounds.
The mother, with like a slight smile and thanks, and then like pulls her son back towards her and like holds him close against her.
I raise
Okay,
my shield and
will.
I open the door and walk in. Behind
So
me.
before that, I'm going to cast a 0 level spell called Prestidigitation, and I'm going to create like a little hat and a little sword for him and say you were very brave. If you look at the very bottom, it says, finally, prestidigitation lacks the power to duplicate, blah, blah, blah. Any actual... Somewhere in here it says you can create little things. The materials created by
Yeah, you can
prestidigitation. So I
create
shrink it back
basically
down.
like little mundane things. They just can't be like tools
Right?
or anything. So
Yeah.
you definitely do that.
It's literally just a little tiny, like, fake hat and a little tiny, you know, like a wood sword that's, real fragile. I'm just trying to cheer him up.
Yeah.
Okay, that looks like a pretty decent order.
So yeah, I go in, I investigate, try to find the room where she said the hole would be. Is this door open?
Yes, that door would be open.
Is that
So
the dead
a
husband?
brief look in there will show you that yes, this looks like a child's room, and you see half of a corpse of a man on the floor, or what looks to be a corpse of a man on the floor.
Goddamn
But only
goblins.
half?
Well, it's like you only can see half of him. The other half is like enclosed in the closet, and you kind of can't see what's going on there unless you go investigate further.
Okay. Soon as I can see him, I'm just going to try and determine whether or not he's breathing.
So give me a heal check.
Heal check.
Oh, I thought he's literally like cut in half. Is it actually like he's in one piece? Because I will do the same. I thought he was like literally cut in half.
I was taking it that like half of him was down the hole or something.
Well, I'm
do
just
a
hoping
skill
like
check
half of
to
him isn't
open.
on the floor and half of him isn't on the bed. Plus, even though I rolled a heal check, I'm in the back, so I can't really see him too well. Is he alive, Ulden?
I look at him. Is it a half a body? Sorry, I don't understand what it is.
So what you can see half a body, but it's not just that you're seeing literally half a body. It's just that's all you can see. The rest is kind of like obscured in the closet, to where you would have to like go into the closet and like open the closet to see if you could see the other half the body or what's going on in there.
Well, I'll just try and pull him out. Can I just pull him?
You can definitely do that.
I will try to pull him.
So you pull him out, and hold on. I just know that they say something. I want to like see exactly what they say.
Mm-hmm.
So when you pull back, his name is Allergist, was her husband's name. When you pull back Allergist's body, you find him to be quite dead. The flesh of his face and upper torso are eaten away.
Goddamn goblins got him.
Ugh.
An instant later, a goblin jumps out of the hole, shrieking at you guys.
Just the man I was looking
And
for.
he starts shrieking, "My food! The Ramsings took my food!"
You'll answer for this man's death, creature.
Okay, roll initiative.
Remember to click on your character.
Hold on. Oh. 29. Damn it. I don't know, my theme was updated earlier and all of the turn orders were cleared and now they're not anymore and I have like extras. I don't know why it does this. So 26, 21, 9, 11.
Did he just say that to us in common?
He probably was just goblinoid that he was muttering. I don't
Okay.
know that this thing is smart enough to know common.
Because if he did speak common, I will tell everyone to spare his life. But if he's just jabbering in goblin, whatever, I will proceed to kill him.
Yeah, probably the only word we
no,
recognized.
he did shriek this in common at you.
All right, then I'll say to the others before anyone takes an action. I'll say, "Keep this one alive. We can question him. He speaks our tongue."
I'll try.
So mechanically, just you have to declare you're doing non-lethal damage before you swing, so that we don't murder him in one hit or whatever.
I think Marco would be best suited for the.
Like literally, Jose, your character could literally punch this thing to death. Although punching does lethal damage, so
No, I think punching's
No.
non-lethal.
punching does non-lethal. Sorry,
Yeah.
my mom bound.
But I'm pretty sure you can still declare non-lethal with a weapon, can't you? Pretty sure you can.
Like I could aim.
I don't know the
for
rules
his,
for that.
his arms or legs or something.
So that's
I'm
called a
gonna
call.
quickly
That's called a called
look at-
shot.
I think you just take a penalty to hit when you do non-lethal. At least that's what it is in 2E, I think. Non-lethal damage.
I can diplomacy this guy if you want. If you guys want to not attack, and by diplomacy, I'm probably going to intimidate him. And
All
again,
damage
out of-
from unarmed strike is non-lethal. You can use a melee weapon that deals lethal damage to deal non-lethal. Yeah, -4 penalty on the attack roll, and the damage dealt is non-lethal.
I'm curious to see, can you do non-lethal damage with a mechanical weapon? I mean, a bow is basically, projectile. How do you sort of hurt them with a bow?
It just says melee damage. That's why maybe you can't do non-lethal with bows and stuff.
Okay, so if we want to question this thing, I recommend we let me step forward and try to bluff it or intimidate it, one of the two.
But then it might run. We need to knock it out now.
Okay.
Because because intimidation is they will flee. So either way, we have to take a tax opportunity or tackle them. I will suggest doing like tackles and stuff, like just grapple them and stuff.
Okay. That again, most of the combat stuff is probably going to be Marco.
So should we go for unarmed combat?
So you have a box on your character sheet right underneath your will save called CMB, which I believe stands for Combat Maneuver Bonus or something like that. And that's basically your, like when you go to grapple somebody, you're going to be rolling that. And what it does is it takes your bonus, adds your die roll, and it's basically going against the creature's CMD, which is combat maneuver defense. And because he's a goblin and very small, his defense is probably going to be quite low.
Okay.
You should be able to overpower him easily.
So I should say
I'm also
something to
going
the
to be
effect
helping
of,
him.
let me grab him. Something to.
Yeah, like I'll handle this.
Well, you're first anyway.
Right. All right, Olden, step aside. I'll get him.
Go for it.
I think Wit AFK.
No, I'm here.
Jesus, you seriously got to do something about your. I don't know, sacrifice a taco to the dice gods or something.
So yeah, you definitely fail to try to grab a hold of him, and he just like shrieks at you. He's like, "You took my food! You took my food! You took my food! Don't touch my food! This is my house!" Do you want to do anything else?
Um,
And you would probably have moved up right next to him to do a combat maneuver on him.
One would assume, but with a 1, maybe he went the other direction. Dude, Marco, don't tackle me. The goblin, not me.
I guess I should move him. Yeah.
Cool, then.
I grapple's gonna be complete dog shit, but whatever, I could roll good. I'll try and grapple him. Ooh, not bad.
Unfortunately, your grapple attempt also fails, and he just shrieks more at you about, "Get away from his food! Get away from my food!"
At the both attempts at missing, I'll just say, guys, just not non-lethal damage him, knock him out.
Sephra.
Okay. I have a 10-inch ball. Can I try to hit him with it?
So I just want to point out that I should technically be before her, but
Oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry. I
yeah.
didn't do descending. Hold on. I never hit that. Sorry. Glitter. My
so I'm going to jump up on top of the bed and I'm going to attempt a combat maneuver called a whip trip.
Very good.
Does it still go off their CMD?
Yes, it does. Like, see on my where I put it there, it says CMB versus CMD.
Okay, so what exactly does a whip trip do?
The whip wraps around their leg and I trip them to the floor.
Okay, so you successfully trip him and he falls to the floor.
Okay, and his leg is now entangled by my whip. I will end my turn there. Pounce on him. Pounce on him. Yeah.
So I was asking, can I use? I have like a little ball that's kind of something I just play with, but could I possibly like throw it at him and hit?
I have honestly no clue how much damage that would do.
1 tops.
Yeah, like maybe 1 damage tops. I don't know.
I mean, I've got
You
it.
really want to do that?
Could
I basically,
or I was,
I look at Sephiroth and I say, I've got him. He's not going anywhere.
okay, so I guess then should I try and like pounce on him and just restrain him? I guess.
I just want to see you pounce.
So
I mean,
is
you
he
could punch him.
entangled, or is he just prone?
Yes.
He's entangled?
His legs are in. Basically, I've wrapped my whip around both of his legs and jerked it up so that he's fallen to the ground.
But mechanically,
even
is
really-
he entangled or not?
I believe on a trip you need to
Trip.
spend the next turn.
You can attempt to trip your opponent in place of a melee attack. You can only trip an opponent who is no more than 1 size category larger than you. If you do not have the improved trip feat or similar ability, initiating a trip provokes an attack of opportunity from the target of your maneuver. If your attack exceeds the CMD, the target is knocked prone. If your attack fails, if the target has more than 2 legs. So yeah, it's just knocked prone. That's all it does, is knock the target prone when you trip them, even with a whip.
Okay.
So you
Cool.
don't have him like on a. You don't have him.
Correct. I do not. I guess I don't have him entangled.
All right,
I've
so I will
knocked him
instruct
down,
to
basically.
again knock him out. He's prone. He's easier to hit. I say, take him down.
So could I try and knock him out with the ball? Because I'm afraid if I hit him with an arrow, I'll just kill him. So, or should I even do anything? I don't know.
It's up to you. Just don't kill him if you can.
So, just to let you know, okay, you can perform an unarmed strike. Like, you can literally walk up to him and punch him in the face.
Okay.
I believe it does 1d3 points of non-lethal damage.
Okay. So what would I roll for that? CMB?
I mean, it's an attack.
It's a normal
So you
attack
might
roll.
just-
The damage is like 1d2 or something. Unarmed
Yeah, she's
strike
a medium-
damage. An unarmed strike from a medium creature deals 1d3 points of bludgeoning damage plus your strength mod. You're a medium creature, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
just an
I would
attack
roll. Just type. Put your cursor in the little box there and type / roll space 1d20. And this is taken for granted that Whitney's like agreeing. Yes, this is how you do it.
Yeah, it's
I
fine.
don't want to usurp her DM.
So you're going to want to roll a 1d20 to see if you hit.
What do you have a strength modifier?
Yeah, do you have a strength?
Let me check. My modifier is 1 for strength.
So 14 to hit.
Okay, so you will hit it. So now roll 1d3 to see how much damage you do.
+1.
Plus your strength, so +1.
There you go.
Oh,
You
yeah.
whap him upside the head for 3 points of honor
Non-lethal
bludgeoning
damage.
damage.
Okay. So the goblin is going to spend his move action to stand up, and then
That
he
provokes
is
attacks of
going...
opportunity from us if he does
Okay.
that.
Come on, go for it.
So Mark
Take
gets a
your
hit.
attacks.
What happens first? Him getting up or the attacks of opportunity?
I believe you guys would be taking your attacks of opportunity like simultaneously while he's standing, because it's like you're taking the attacks while he is, like attacks of opportunity are attacks you take while they're like not paying attention or So my understanding is they're basically happening simultaneously.
Okay, because there's like bonuses for being prone to hit, so we wouldn't take those then, is what you're saying?
Well, I mean, because it already initiated standing up, and that's why
True.
you get the attacks of opportunity, so I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so just a normal to hit, but non-lethal is -4 unless you're doing an unarmed strike. Which I will do. I will try to punch him, because I'm not even armed anyway. Oh, I don't get attacks of opportunity because I'm not armed. So, just Marco.
Alright. I think I should just probably punch him.
Go for it.
So
I think
do
you
the
can just
same
roll
thing she
your
did.
melee. The button that says melee.
Just roll that.
Yeah, just click melee. That's your normal attack roll with your strength mod and everything.
Yep.
Very nice.
Okay, so you need to get rid
So-
of the sword and just start hitting people with your fist.
So were you saying that they take a negative to hit doing unarmed, though?
No, that's if you do non-lethal with a weapon. You take -4 to hit.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so your 17 will hit him. So roll your 1d3 plus whatever your strength mod is.
Which it looks like it's a 5.
And let us know if you don't know what to type for that.
I'm explaining it to him.
Perfect. Okay, 5 points of non-lethal.
So you take your attack of opportunity. So now he is stood up. He is going to turn to Marco and attempt to attack you with his dagger. All right, so he will miss you in his rage and frustration. He goes right beside you instead of actually hitting. All right, Marco, your turn.
So I'm going to punch him again.
Get him.
And that's going to be a miss.
Of course.
You swing right over his head instead of punching him.
How is he looking? Does he look like he's like...
He is hurt, but he's still got some left in him. He's not like holding on for his life.
Alright, I'm gonna try to smash him with my shield. Nope.
Yeah, you smash the wall instead.
This lady doesn't need her house anymore.
Literally.
I mean, would you?
Brand new day, right?
Yeah, you guys have slept since you
Okay.
last did it in combat.
I am going to initiate my
All right.
Okay, everyone please remember they have +1 to attack, damage, and save versus fear or charm.
Sephra.
Okay, I'm going to try an unarmed attack again.
Oh, you
Okay,
probably
and
had to
you-
move up last time.
Yeah,
Oh,
you-
yeah,
Just to
yeah,
let you
yeah.
know, yeah. So you're probably right next door.
You
Just
probably
kind
need
of-
to be like right there to hit unarmed.
Perfect.
I was not sure because of the wall.
So if he is armed, unarmed attacks do provoke attacks of opportunity.
Okay.
So I don't know if you want to roll attacks on us for the ones they missed. But...
We'll just do it going forward. I'm not gonna go back and.
Okay.
So I probably
Okay.
missed.
You do, and he will take an attack on you, and stab you right in the gut, doing 2 damage to you.
Oof.
Whoa!
Right.
And that's the end of my turn.
Now it is his turn. He's gonna turn back to Marco and try to stab you again. And he misses again. He stabs right between your legs.
Whoa, close.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Marco.
I'll go to punch him again.
And your attack misses.
11 from Inspire.
Yep. Your attack is going to miss him. But then he is going to turn around or turn towards you and slash at your leg and do 4 points of damage to you.
It'd be awesome if this goblin takes us out.
Because we're trying to non-lethal him.
I would just be hitting him with your weapons.
Yeah, just minus 4 to
Okay.
your weapon, because then you can knock him out in one hit.
Well, but not only that, but you don't take attacks of
That-
opportunity.
That as well, yeah.
You know, because he's killing us with the attacks of opportunity.
Alright,
And not
well-
only that, I mean, unless we kill him outright, you can literally heal him.
Give me an attack of opportunity.
All right, he's going to. Oh, he slashes at your leg now and does 3 points of damage.
Okay, why don't you step back and let me step in?
Well, I'm going to take an attack of opportunity. Well, I already took one, actually. So
Right?
I will
So you
use
can,
my
you can
move
just step
action.
straight back.
Wait, he already took an attack of opportunity against Marco. How many attacks of opportunity does he get
Oh,
around?
that's right. He doesn't get more than one unless he's.
Is
Amazing.
it per round or per turn that is?
I think it's
the
per
roll
round.
for?
Because you get one reaction per round, I'm pretty sure. Like, your turn, you have one reaction. You can't do... I think.
Right? That's what I believe also, but I'm not positive.
Let me just double check quickly. Do-do-do-do. You may make your attack of opportunity your normal attack bonus, even if you've already attacked in the round. Most characters can only make one per round. So unless he has like
Okay,
a
I
feat
think
that
so
does...
I think you need
then-
feats for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay,
So
so
he doesn't
then,
touch me.
Well, yeah. So he doesn't get it on you. Never mind. Just one per round.
So you still want to?
I'll
I'm
move
basically gonna yell, step back.
Yeah. Go
Well, I
for
wouldn't
it.
go that far back.
Well, I
That way
wanna
you
make-
can still heal us if you need to.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll move here. Go for it.
Well, because I'm gonna go around. So my attack, I'm going to move 1, 2, 3, and sorry, but I'm going to attack him with my short sword. I can't. I don't think I
Non-lethal?
can do enough damage. No, I don't think I can do enough damage to actually kill him.
Okay, go for it then.
You're okay with all of that, Wit?
Yep.
+1, so 14.
You will miss him.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
No, that will be my turn.
Sephra.
Okay, so I am going to do a non-lethal attack with my dad.
Okay. That will also miss with your penalties for non-lethal.
Where are our rolls, guys?
I'm also yelling at the goblin. Just give up. You can't win this.
This goblin is very feral, and he's just screaming at you constantly about his food. He's very pissed you took his food away from him. So now he's going to turn towards you, Glitter, and slash at you with his dagger. Does a 15 hit you?
No, it does not.
Okay, so he misses. Marco.
Okay, I'm gonna look at yell at Ulden. Do you have any food?
I have rations.
We could bribe him,
Goblin, throw down your weapon. We'll give you food.
right?
He
I will.
looks at you and
I will
just
back that up.
snarls.
By the way, my turn. I'm gonna actually try and diplomacy.
He doesn't seem interested in our food.
Knock him out, Marco. Show him we mean business.
I'll attempt a non-lethal with my greatsword.
What
Very
is
non-lethal.
happening?
I don't know because that's worse than my rolls.
So instead of hitting him, you drop your sword on the ground, and then in your like daze of realizing you just dropped your sword, he lunges in and attempts to attack you with his dagger, but he alas misses and aims where he thought you were going to move to, but you kind of just stood there and stared at your
This is like a
Golden.
Three Stooges thing.
Yeah. Can I use my action to like slip through people and hand him his sword because he already uses attack of opportunity?
Yeah.
All right, I will do that.
Yeah, bro, you dropped this.
Thank you.
Glitter.
Again, this is not. No, I'm literally stabbing him with my sword. Or not.
And you once again miss him.
Gee, these rolls are ridiculous. They
Saffron.
seriously are.
I will shout from the back before Sephra moves. Perhaps we should aid one another in our attacks. So mechanically, if you choose to aid another, you make an attack roll against AC 10. If you succeed, whoever you want gets a +2 bonus on the next attack roll against the opponent.
Okay, so how do I do that?
So you just make a normal attack roll. I don't know if you can use your
Can you
range
aid
attack.
others?
I assume it's melee. It doesn't really say.
I have a melee thing.
It just says you attempt to aid your friend as a standard action. You make an attack roll against AC 10. If you succeed, your friend gains either a +2 bonus on the next attack roll against that opponent, or a +2 bonus to AC against that opponent's next attack. Your choice.
Right. Is it a
say,
standard
like, what
action?
action? Yeah.
Reaction?
what
No, I just said standard action. But
Oh.
I don't know if you can use a ranged roll or you have to use your melee roll. I assume melee because it's all about melee stuff.
Oh, you're saying that she should aid Marco. Is that what you're saying?
Or whoever. Anyone should aid
Well, we
someone else.
don't have any more attacks this round, so.
Well, I mean, eventually next round we will.
Okay, so I'm
melee
going to
only.
try and aid Marco.
Okay. Make a melee roll.
Oh my lord!
Oh, +1. +1.
Oh, +1.
Inspired.
Oh, okay. Marco will get a +2 on his next attack roll. So the goblin is going to attempt to slash at Glitter with his dagger again. And he hits you for 3 damage.
Okay.
This
So at this point, I'm almost done with the whole non-lethal thing. I know you want to question him, but he's killing.
I got him.
Marco?
You got a +3 to hit, my man. Strike this man.
going with a non-lethal hit again with my great sword.
So you only take a minus
-1. Go. Nat 20. Nat 20. Nat 20! Yeah, baby! This motherfucker's knocked the fuck out.
God, I hope so. Well, actually, he didn't crit confirm. So.
Yeah, whatever. He's knocked the fuck out. That's all I'm saying.
Even with the non-crit, he is knocked out.
Okay, because he actually does +1. So he does 11 non-lethal.
Okay, well, he is knocked out. What do you want to do now?
Anyone have any rope? I forgot. I don't
Yes,
have any.
yes, I do.
Yes.
Thank the
Can I
Lords.
just throw him out?
Wrap this motherfucker up and we're gonna question him.
So just to let you know, John, did you take a Oracle's kit?
I did. Does it have
Okay,
rope
because
in there?
inside your kit, it should say rope.
It does not.
Almost all the kits
Oh,
have
it does.
rope.
I don't know how
Okay,
much
'cause-
rope though. Whatever.
Rope is usually 25 feet.
All right, I will use my rope because it was my idea, and I wrap him up. Now, can I wake this motherfucker up right now by slapping him a few times, or what can we do to wake him up?
I think, and you
Glitter,
guys,
did you teach him
I
this
think
language?
technically you have to do a heal check on him to try to wake him up. It's not actually healing him, but like to
Yeah.
make him conscious.
Fuck this shit. I cast Cure Light Wounds on the motherfucker and get him the fuck up. I'm done
I'm
with
gonna
rolling.
I'm gonna slowly back away from Woolden because he looks
All
like
right,
he's,
so you
he's
have
starting to
I'm
go,
done.
Marco.
I'm done.
I'm gonna start calling
Okay,
is Woolden the ham. Okay.
As I heal him, I'm slapping him too. I'm like, wake up, wake up.
So,
Now he is snarling
so
at you.
please keep track of what happens. I really need to use the restroom, but please continue.
Okay, I'm just gonna, I'll start it out. Just say, you speak common, creature?
He snarls at you. Longshanks, my food! Get out of my house, Longshanks! This is my house!
If you value your pathetic life, you'll speak and let us know some information.
Give me my food! Get out of my house! Give me my food!
That's Rich calling it your house. This is somebody else's house. You're a
This
trespasser.
is my house!
Listen, doesn't matter whose house it is. Do you want to live? Do you want to leave here alive?
Give me my food!
I will make a punch at him. Listen, buddy. Stop with the food. I will give you food and let you live if you just answer some questions.
He just keeps snarling at you and tries to like bite your hand every time you slap him or punch.
So he's basically, what I'm gathering, he's not going to answer anything.
Probably not.
Marco, execute this beast, and I'll hold him down. So coup de grace, automatic hit. He's tied up.
And he is dead.
Good riddance. Filth.
Disgusting creatures. I will take my rope back from his body. And is there anything on his body that would have any clues of like where he's from or what tribe, goblin tribe he was in?
There is no identifying things on his body that give any indication of what tribe he was a part of. The only things you will quickly notice is that he apparently had dug a hole in the floor of the closet, and it looks as though he has been living there for days since the goblin raid on the town.
So when you say dug a hole, like he dug in from this room to the hole, or he's made a tunnel?
So in the closet, he like through the ground dug a little hole. It's
Like-
not big, it's very
like he
small.
dug
basically
up?
just the
Like he
size
dug
of his
in from
body.
somewhere
No,
else, or
down
dug
in the
down?
ground. No, down.
Right, that's what I was asking. So it's not a tunnel somewhere, it's just a little hole.
No. He just dug a hole in the closet big enough to fit his body.
Woolden,
And
frustrated.
there
Yeah, go on, sorry.
I was just gonna say, and there is like a fur laying on the ground that appears he had been using to cover his hole and hide his little hidey hole.
Woolden,
Sephra-
frustrated, throws down his he doesn't throw down anything, he just sighs and says, "A lead lost. I thought we had something here, but these creatures are mindless." And he'll what do we do with the bodies? I don't
But
want
how
to-
did he get in here?
Well, clearly when the family wasn't home, he came in and made a home in the corner.
What happened?
So he wasn't talking. He was just mindlessly jabbering, so I told Marco to execute him.
And held him down so
Nice.
Marco couldn't miss.
I tried to reason with the beast, but
I would like to point out that while Marco did get a crit to hit, he actually got a critical failure on his crit confirm, just keeping the streak.
I don't know what you're speaking of, Glitter. It's all nonsense. So, what more importantly,
Okay, well, don't hold me down and kill me, please.
more importantly,
Who's
should we-
going to tell the wife that her
Yes.
husband is dead?
And I don't want that boy to come and see this to further scar him.
Should we
Perhaps we
call
should-
for a priest?
Well,
I don't
I
think-
pointed Olden.
I don't think a priest will help here. I think someone just talk to the family around the corner while I remove the body.
Right? I think that's either a door or a window over there. We can. Looks like a window.
I don't mind speaking
Okay,
to the
so
family if someone
No,
wants
no.
to move the body.
I'll take care of it. I have a higher charisma than you.
I doubt it.
I think
I will go
Yeah,
back
look,
outside
over
and
here,
and
you can't see.
meet the woman.
Marco, you're the strongest one. I don't even think I can lift this body. You need to lift it for me, sir.
Okay.
I will look for when you've moved the family so they cannot see, so he can bring the body out without them seeing?
Yeah, if you're there, Wit, I will lead them over here.
Yep. Okay. They follow you.
I'll motion to
Okay.
Marco to bring the body out. Or
Okay,
I'll
I
tell-
will tell her. I'm sorry, my lady. Your husband didn't make it.
So as you tell her this, she starts to have a complete breakdown.
Okay.
And to the rest of you, all the commotion and everything finally got the sheriff's attention, and he comes and meets you guys, like the two of you outside the house as you're carrying the goblin's body out, and he will thank you for your help and then take the goblin's body from you to go dispose of it unless you object.
We've searched it already,
Uh,
and we found nothing.
I thought the sheriff was gone.
Oh yeah, is the sheriff
Oh
back?
yeah, you're right. Sorry, technically. Oh no, he came back. Yeah, he just got back to town.
Sheriff,
Okay.
we
Oh,
will
wait.
have words when we're back in town. But yes, take this away.
What about the husband's body?
Marco has it, so I'm gonna come over here and say, I'm sorry for your loss. What would you like to do with your husband's remains? Would you like us to bring it to the cathedral for a ceremony, or would you like to handle it yourself?
Through her sobs, she just like mutters out the one word, cathedral.
I hand her
I put
10 gold pieces.
I put a comforting hand on her.
Hopefully this will buy you some time while you settle your affairs, and then I'll
He
go.
shoves your hand away and like gives you a look like, I don't want your money.
I'll put the gold pieces inside on the table, and then I'll go with Marco and say, it looks like we're hauling that back to town.
I put a comforting hand on her shoulder and I say, "Is there anyone you can stay with?"
She kind of like sobs out, like, call my sister. She's on her way.
You called her? Like you stood in the doorway and just yelled her name, or?
Jesus fucking Christ.
I'm kidding.
don't-
I'm kidding.
Look, she sent the message with some carrier pigeon.
There you go.
Sounds good. That sounds good. For once, Glitter is at a loss. He doesn't know what to do or say to cheer this person up.
Oh, I come back and say, oh
Which is
yes, and you're gonna
something
want
he's
to.
not used.
You're gonna want to cover that hole up in the closet.
So the sheriff will come over and kind of take in the scene with a grim expression, and kind of will walk up to her and put his arm around her and like mutter to her about like, oh, you can come stay at the cathedral until your sister gets here, and Father Xanthus will take care of you, and kind of starts ushering her away so you guys don't have to sit there fumbling for words.
So the hole. Did anyone look in the hole?
Yeah, we looked at it. It's just a small hole he dug. It's not like a tunnel or anything. I checked,
Okay.
and I checked the hole and the body. There's nothing of identification of what tribe he was from or anything like that.
Okay. So. Oh, okay. So it's literally just a hole in the ground. It's not like there's no tunnel.
Yeah,
I don't
checked.
need to do anything to cover up the hole. Okay.
Unless there's something
Okay.
different you want to check out. I basically checked to make sure it wasn't like a tunnel that connected to somewhere. It's just a little hole he dug from the outside in.
Do you
And-
have vision, like dark vision or anything like that?
I mean, it was a little hole. Yeah, I have dark vision 60 feet.
Okay. Perfect. That's better than me.
It was just like
Okay.
like he just dug it from the upside, like from he was in the house and he dug down a little bit to live in there.
Okay, sounds good.
So we're heading back to
As
town
much as
with the
I'd like
body.
to continue carrying these legs, can we move on?
Yeah, we'll get that back to the cathedral.
So yeah, we're gonna head back to the cathedral to drop the body off to the priest.
And then I guess head back to the tavern. That seems to be our place of.
No, sheriff's back in town. We gotta talk to him and say.
Yeah,
can
we gotta
go-
talk to that guy.
We gotta talk to the sheriff and say, listen, we gotta go
Okay.
search out for those hero goblins.
That sounds like a plan to me.
I'm just bringing you
Yeah.
back to the screen.
Oh, we're not actually in the bar?
No, we're in the cathedral.
Okay.
Father. I assume I can find him.
Yes.
This man was disposed of by a leftover goblin from the attack. The spouse will be around to, I guess, figure out his affairs, but she'll be probably staying here for a while.
He nods at you and takes the body to like their kind of holding area while they wait to hear from her about what exactly she wishes to be
Can
done
I
with.
can I retcon something real quick?
Yep. What's up?
Instead of leaving the 10 gold at her house, I want to hand it to the father here and say, "This is
Okay.
for the woman and her boy. Make sure
Okay.
it sees its way to help them."
He will take the 10 gold and kind of like give you a little head nod and say, I'll make sure that this goes to good use for them.
Excellent.
I just check real quick. He's not wearing the robe of bones, right?
No, we confirmed he was burning
oh my
it.
god.
Okay, just checking.
So we will head to the sheriff's then, unless he wasn't really back in town or whatever.
Well, okay, so like out of character, it's kind of confusing because they have all of these different encounters, right? And they tell you can do them in any order, but then like technically he is supposed to be out of town, but like
Okay.
then I'm reading through this encounter and it's like, oh, the sheriff arrives and does this, and I forgot that I'd done them in an order to which he's technically not here. So
Okay, so
that was kind of my
we're just not
fumble.
supposed to talk to him then. We just won't talk to him.
Yeah, technically, he would still be like heading to Magnamar to go get recruit more people for the
Okay.
town. So
So then, yeah, I guess we do just head back to the tavern and we will just do our daily thing. Unless anything else happens, we'll just go about the town, make ourselves known, waiting for the sheriff to return.
well, and this was like pretty late in the evening that
Okay.
this happened, like because you guys had dinner with Shalaloo, and then she kind of went off to go head to bed, and then it was like late in the evening, like probably would have been right before you guys would have been interested in going to bed because like they had already put their kids to bed and their son had woken up screaming and they went in to investigate, and that's
All right, so
so
then if we're about to head to bed, I will say, Glitter and Marco, come here, and I will give them heals. 3 to Glitter,
Okay.
and the
Perfect.
next one's going on Marco. There, everyone's full.
And then Sephra says,
Oh, wait,
"What am I, chopped liver?"
Sorry, I didn't. Your bar. If you had a bar above your head, it's almost like I didn't see it. There you go. Now all my
Thank
spells
you.
are spent, and I'm ready for bed, exhausted.
Okay, I check in with Emiko, see that she's okay. No hair pulling.
nope, she's good. She nods at you guys as you come back in, kind of lets you know, oh, we're running last call right now.
Sephra
I want a
orders
drink.
a strong drink
Me too.
to try and block out like what she just.
Glitter, come back here. Shots for the party. This was a difficult day, very frustrating day. I'll order a round of her strongest shot.
Glitter says, nope, I'm okay.
This is bonding time, Glitter. It's an order. Get your bardic butt out here.
Starts chanting shots, 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 shots.
One drink and then bed. We need to reflect on what's happened.
She pours 4 shots of her strongest liquor. It's probably like 100 proof.
Applejack.
Do we need to make a fort save? Or can we handle our liquor? Alright, I take the shot and try to maintain my composure. Ooh, it doesn't even affect me.
You don't even look like you had any alcohol.
It's been a tough day.
Glitter.
Okay.
Glitter is feeling a little tipsy. Sephra like
Is
falls
drunk.
off the stool she's on.
Yeah, Sephra
And
takes a
Marco-
drink and goes,
Marco is feeling pretty good and kind of looks down at Sephra and is like, "Oh, what just happened to you?"
It's been a long day. Everyone, I think we need to head to
Too
bed.
much cat grass in that shot.
Who said that?
Guess I'll carry her catty ass to bed.
Oh! Alright, I'll head to bed. I guess everyone is. Refreshing my spells.
Took my room.
Who?
Yoinked.
Oh,
That's okay. I took your room.
it's okay. The Orc Slayer person took Marco's in my room, so.
Oh, excuse me.
All right, whenever you guys are done like refreshing all your stuff and are ready to be up for the day, you can head back out
I'm
into
good.
the.
Yeah, we do our breakfast routine and see if anything
So
happens.
abnormally, as you get up, you notice that there's no one out serving breakfast this morning.
Anyone seen it?
He's taking her.
Is there any patrons around?
There are a few that have kind of walked in, but they're all kind of confused as well. Like there's just no one's serving
Do we
breakfast at the
know?
moment.
Do we know where her room is?
You have no idea where Amiko normally sleeps.
I'll
But
just say we did see her
Okay,
come out
I'm
of the
gonna go
kitchen
over
area,
here.
right? The other day when her father came to yell for her.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over and check whatever this room is and see if she's back here.
So that's just the kitchen, and as you get near the kitchen, a female halfling kind of comes up to you with a very upset demeanor, um, and she comes up to me. She says, I need to talk to you and your friends somewhere privately. My name is Bethana. I'm the maid who works for Amiko. Please, can we speak somewhere in private?"
Is the kitchen okay?
"Yes, the kitchen is fine. Please get the rest of your friends and come speak to me in here."
Okay. I take a step back and go, "Yo, Ulden, Sephra, Marco, the ham. Come on."
What is it, Glitter? No need to shout.
This young lady here would like to speak with us in private. Okay. I take a step into the kitchen and sit down in this chair.
This isn't another weird nap request, is it? We just woke up.
Give me just a quick second. I'm looking for something.
Yeah.
Okay. I make sure that Sephra is looking okay this morning. Because she was looking like the picture I posted in Discord last night.
I have an alternate picture I'm looking for to post.
Grumpy Cat?
No.
Sorry, there's like a handout for you guys for this part, and I'm just trying to figure out where in my stuff it is.
No worries.
I actually hadn't like searched for this yet.
Do you want to take like a 5-minute break? I don't know if anyone.
Yeah,
else
go
is
ahead. Take a 5-minute break, guys, and then we'll
I'm
here
gonna
we go.
grab some water. Be right back.
Yeah.
I am back, just for the record, in case you guys wanted to start whenever.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
good as well.
I never
once
left.
everyone's back. Interestingly, if you guys want to see this, this is the little like picture to go with the encounter you just finished.
Oh, and he murdered. Oh, we didn't even see the body of the dog. I didn't think about it. This
Probably ate
dog
the
looks like
dog.
a goblin dog. What's wrong with this dog?
I don't know. It's just their artist drew a funky looking dog.
I think that's supposed to be like a white spot on the eye, like
Yeah, it looks like
someone
bone.
with a dog.
Because here's an actual goblin riding a goblin dog.
God damn. Is this from the attack? The poor pupper.
Yes, that was the dog that died when you saved Aldern Foxglove.
I didn't get that one.
You didn't get this one?
Yeah, I didn't get that one.
What do you mean? You see it now, though, right? I didn't get it during the battle.
I do see it now.
Yeah, no. She
Okay.
didn't give it to us during the battle. She's just showing us now.
Yeah,
No,
I
but
just forgot.
I was busy looking at the other one, and I think when she pulled this one up, the other one was still up.
Oh, interesting.
That's Festival and Fire. Local heroes.
Do we always have access to these now? Oh yeah, we do.
Aldern,
I can give those to
Aldern douchebag.
Yeah, fuck that guy. Oh, let's go hunting. By the way, I don't have any attack rolls. You motherfucker.
I still think it's funny where they put the magnifying glass.
What up, Amico? What instrument is that on her back? Is that like it's like an Asian instrument, isn't it? I don't know what it's. Ooh, the sheriff.
There's the she-riff. So that instrument is called a shamisen.
Oh, is that the father?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes,
he
I'm
looks like a
trustworthy.
douche. Shamisen is really neat. You actually play it like you see where it's coming out, like the bottom right side. If you look, there's like a little white thing. That's the actual head of the instrument, and then tucked in there is like a little, like a weird looking. Anyway, that's what you play it with. The pick is huge on a shamisen.
Oh wow.
Actually, one of my favorite songs used to be, instead of dueling banjos, it was dueling shamisens.
Why did she have like a? Is that on purpose? She has like a greenish complexion. Who's her mom? Her dad looks superhuman, but she looks like half orc or some shit.
So I think those are handouts for all of the major people you've met now.
Hmm. Cool. Cool stuff. Cool stuff. Oops.
Nope, sorry, Gingy. I think mine better accurately describes your natural one.
Yeah, but her picture is way more kawaii. Damn, Jaeger, how do you know that instrument like right off so fast from seeing that?
Did you click the
I didn't
link?
click it, but I see the picture of it, the thumbnail.
So again, used to be one of my favorite songs. So when I basically saw the thing sticking out the top with the three like the two things on one side and the one thing on the other side, I recognize the shamisen. So,
Well, it's very cool that they actually like modeled it after a real thing.
yeah, I'm guessing when Whitney said that the guy was speaking Tien, I'm guessing that's probably an Oriental language or something.
Mm,
Plus, with a name like Amiko Kaijitsu,
true. Clearly, her inspiration was from this culture.
there you go, Tian Sha.
Hmm?
Oh, is this where the people are? The language and
This
stuff?
is Amiko and her family. They are Tian. Her father is Tian. So it's just a little brief info about Tian, since it's kind of not like a super, I think, well known thing in Pathfinder. At least I haven't played campaigns that have dealt with it.
Yeah, they actually, a second edition actually had a whole like rule set for Oriental. It was actually called Oriental Adventures. Like, you didn't play a fighter, you played a bushi. You didn't play a paladin, you played a samurai. That kind of thing.
Tapped
You didn't
into
play
the
a magic
niche
Is
user,
market.
you played a Wu Gen.
is everyone back yet, or is Jess
Gingy
still?
still alive. Okay.
Okay, just let us know when she's back. Now, just asking for your guys' quick personal preference. There is in a like a minute or two when we get into this conversation, I'll be giving you guys a note. Do you want to each read it to yourselves, or would you like me to read it out loud and then show you your handout?
Is there like a super long note?
Uh, it's like 2 decent paragraphs.
And whatever's easiest for you. I mean, I'm pretty sure I can read faster than you can talk.
Yeah, but
But
then
if
if you
you
read
are
fast, then it's up
interested
to you. Yeah.
in that, so
I'm just saying, like, if we all read at different paces and then we're all like ready to go and we're waiting, I guess. I don't know. It's just whatever you want.
I'll just read it to you guys and then show you the note.
Sounds good.
I want to
Let
learn how to
me
play the
imagine
ocarina.
Of
dreaming.
time. While you're waiting, do you want to just throw in a random token for when I summon something? I don't know how you can do that. Can you just assign 2 tokens to me or something? To another token I can pull out or something? Or do I
Okay,
check?
hold on.
Yeah. I don't know why we're just chilling. Might as well. Because I'm probably going to use that summon thing eventually. Well, a few more times. Just a few more times. Summon nature's ally. Beastie.
Do you have any preference on what you want it? I mean, obviously, it's going to depend on what you're summoning, but
Yeah, just give me
any
like a random like wolf or something. I don't know. Just a random like 4-legged creature. Probably represents like 80% of what I summon.
Well, I guess that works. Why don't these
I
have
summon an
pictures?
anonymous man. You gotta look in the.
Bestiary? I'm looking.
No, that's to pull character sheets. You gotta look in the one next to the speech bubbles and type in there and search there.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Should give you a list of free stuff.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Belle's just giving me a summoning token.
Well, that one wants me to purchase it. Oh, here we go. These are the free ones, I think.
Yeah, there should be. Yeah, just give me that guy.
That's weird. It takes up 2 squares, and I can't really change that, or else it's tiny. But whatever.
Whatever, we'll know it takes up 1 square.
Okay, so I saved it, so you should just be able to pull straight from Beastie.
Cool.
Okay, so as you all get into the kitchen, Bethana will turn to you and say, I got up this morning to find that Amiko hadn't already started breakfast. I don't think she's ever not started breakfast before I've gotten up. I got worried, so I knocked on her door, but she didn't answer. Against my better judgment, I opened her room, but her room was empty and her bed wasn't even slept in. I looked around and I found this crumpled piece of parchment near her bed. It's a note from her older brother Tasuto. At this point, she hands you all and shows you the note. And although it is written in Meikayan, she says, Amiko had been teaching me her language, and so I translated it for you on the back of the note. So the note, and I will show you all in a second, says, "Hello, Sid. Letter finds you well and with some free time on your hands, because we've got something of a problem. It's to do with Father. Seems that he might have had something to do with Sandpoint's recent troubles with the goblins, and I didn't want to bring the matter to the authorities because we both know he just weasel his way out of it. You've got some pull here in town, though. If you can meet me at the glassworks at midnight tonight, maybe we can figure out how to make sure he faces the punishment he deserves. Knock twice, and then 3 times more, and then once more at the delivery entrance, and I'll let you in. In any case, I don't have to press upon you the delicate nature of this request. If news got out, you know these local rubes would assume that you and I were in on the whole thing too, don't you? They've got no honor at all around these parts. I still don't understand how you can stand to stay here. Anyway, don't tell anyone about this. There are other complications as well, and I'd rather talk to you in person about that. I'd rather talk to you in person about tonight. Sorry, the writing's a little weird. Don't be late. Tasuto.
You guys don't think that her brother might have helped her father kidnap her, do you?
When did you found this letter today?
Just this morning, yes. So Bethana starts to say, Tasuto was something of a scandal when he was born back in 4688, since he's a half elf. Uh, Neither Amiko's parents are elves. It's obvious that Longiku wasn't the boy's father, and his rage at the discovery of his wife's indiscretion was the talk of the town for months.
So it's probably not likely he's helping his father.
Well, clearly something must have happened to Miko if she went there last night and hasn't returned.
Bethana muses a little bit more. Yeah, Tasuto and his dad had very a strange relationship. He was handed over to the Turandarok Academy to be raised outside the Kujitsu family, ignored by his father and forbidden visits from his mother. Amiko started visiting him in secret, though. She learned about his existence at the age of 10, and she told me that she visited him a few times a month just to keep him company, bring him some food, promise him that someday things would, get sorted out and he could come home. But that all changed when they had a terrible argument. Tsuto struck Amiko. I don't know what the argument was over, but for whatever reason, Amiko just left. She went off traveling away from Sandpoint for a year. That's when she made her living as an adventurer.
Sounds like perhaps
Well,
he
I
was
mean, it's
jealous.
obvious we have to go there.
Yes, of course. It just sounds like he's perhaps jealous of the father's acceptance or something. Regardless, we must go to this location and find Amiko.
You don't worry, Bethany. We will go and figure out what's
Bethana.
going on.
Bethana.
Bethana. No, I purposely mispronounced her name. Don't
Yeah,
you
sure.
worry, Bethany. We will go and take care of this. If you just maybe get breakfast going and see
She
to the
says,
patrons that come
yes,
in, we'll take care
yes.
of them.
I will start breakfast right away, but please be careful. I have this bad thing that Chisuto's up to no good.
Do you know him
Well, he certainly-
firsthand?
So wait, my character reaches over and literally picks Marco's arm up and points to the muscle on his arm. That's all he does.
Do you know this man firsthand? Is he a man to be feared? Or does he just make his
She
living
thinks for a
striking
moment.
ladies?
She thinks for a moment. The father. He no.
No,
He's
Tusutsu or whatever.
Tasuto. You know, after Miko returned to Sandpoint for her mother's funeral, Tasuto was quite public in his opinion that his father had pushed Atsui off a cliff to her death. If anyone was to fear it, it seemed like their dad, not Tasuto. I don't know why he hit Amiko that one time, but Tasuto Longiku nearly broke Tasuto's jaw once with a cane. Longiku always seemed like the one to fear, not Tasuto. I just have bad vibes about whatever Tasuto's up to right now.
So I missed something there. I heard something about somebody being pushed off a cliff.
I think that was Amiko's mother.
Yes, so when Amiko did return to Sandpoint, she finally went because her mother died and she was attending her mother's funeral. Tasuto, her brother or half brother, believes that Longiku, their father, pushed her off a cliff, but there was never any notions of foul play when her mother turned up dead. That's just Tasuto's belief, as he believes that his father pushed her off a cliff.
Okay.
Anyone have any other
So
questions?
I look at Bethana and I say, "Do you think Tasuto could hurt Amiko?"
I mean, he has
She
already done it
furrows
once.
her brow and says, I I I wouldn't put anything past those men of that family at this point.
So you lump the two of them together and you think that it's the man of the family problem. Okay. Fair enough.
Sorry, I'm just looking for this note. It should be in our handouts, right? Just wanted to look at it.
I posted
Oh,
it
okay,
in.
I found it.
I
Part
did
2.
the-
I literally posted it in Discord too. So.
handout 1-1.
Yeah, I see it. I just want to ask her, where is this thing? He says, this Glassworks. Is this any importance to this family? Do they own it, or is this?
Yes, Longiku and that owns the glassworks. It's where all the glass is made. His house actually resides fairly close to it.
All right.
I say we just head over there.
Yeah, of course. I'm just saying, I wanted to speak to the father as well, but we can do both. It seems quite easily. Anyone else have any other
Well-
questions?
Nope. Glitter's of the opinion that we should head to the glass factory first, because
Agreed.
Amiko's safety is probably, paramount. Or Warner Brothers. Okay.
Is this agreeable, Sephra, Marco?
Zephyr's gone, boy.
Oh, all right.
Sorry, what were you saying?
She not waiting.
I was just asking if it was anything else. Like you're good to go.
Oh yeah.
Good to go.
Whoa!
Let's go hunt the bastard.
Whoa, this is the Glassworks.
It's this movie in the '80s called The Waxworks. That's what that reminded me.
All right, gang, move with caution. We should be careful because if we alert Tajitsu or something and he has her captive, he may do something rash.
Okay, so immediately to our left, that's just a not important building.
Correct. These are just like other shops or houses nearby. They are not part of Glassworks.
Okay, and the front door is ping it, please. That is the front door. Okay, so these things. These are windows,
Windows, yes.
Which of
and we can't see it, but that is also a door.
Yeah, anything that's like the white, like the pure whitish line is a door, yeah, and then the kind of blue tinged ones are windows.
Okay, cool.
which one of you are the most
This
stealthy?
is a building
Her.
over here too.
So if you want to ping the map, Jose, if you have your tool on select move, yeah, you just hold it down. It'll ping the map.
Yeah, that's just another like nearby building that isn't actually like part of the Glassworks.
Okay.
So I suggest, I'm open to other suggestions. The most stealthy, take a peek in a window and see what you can see. I am not very stealthy.
She is probably the most stealthy of us.
I do have some skill in stealth. Yeah.
Perhaps you should take a look.
Well, burglar, go and burgle something.
Do I do perception or stealth?
Yeah,
Or
You can roll perception.
She is doing this stealthily. I don't know if you want that roll.
Yep,
either.
that's good. I don't need a stealth roll quite yet. I'll let you know if I end up needing one. So a very quick cursor glance shows you that all of the windows you have looked in so far, all of the curtains are drawn shut.
Okay, I yell out, Can you draw the curtains,
Gl-
please?"
Glitter.
I don't just say,
Did you actually do that in
Come on,
character?
man. No,
Oh,
sorry,
okay.
I'll say out of character next.
Yeah, because if you start
like
making a
this.
lot of noise over here,
Oh,
then I will
ho,
start.
I
stealth roll.
am making a dad joke.
okay, so I tried looking in a window, guys, and all I could see were curtains.
And you didn't hear anything inside?
No, not that I could perceive.
Alright, so I'll just reiterate because I have an outworldly feeling someone is rather prone to yelling. No yelling. Keep quiet, and we're on a stealthy mission. We don't want to alert people who are here.
Glitter, put your finger in front of your mouth.
So let us proceed to the. Let us keep searching for an open window up to the front door. Follow me, gang. And I will stealthily as I can, follow the path and try and see if there's any open window at all.
So far, every window you've come across, all the curtains are drawn shut.
Okay. I will.
Front door open, closed. What kind of door is it?
I was gonna say, could I possibly stealthily see if this one door over here?
So your attempts on the door do show you that the door is locked, and the door is a wooden door with a decent hardness. It's not fallen off its hinges. It's sturdy wooden.
And the building itself is in good repair.
Yes.
Okay, just to let you guys know, I can see a desk right there.
We're probably not supposed
So
to
be
see
careful. There's a desk right there.
That. Can I put my ear to the door and see if I hear anything?
Yeah. Why don't we make a? Why don't I whisper? Why don't we all see what we can hear? Which is a in
I hear a
character way of saying,
goblin.
Let's all make some. She's not a goblin. Okay, so you want us to make a round of perception checks?
If you'd like.
Yes, I'm gonna be quiet and see what I can hear. Well, we're killing it with the perception checks.
Whoa. There's
Okay,
the
so
rolls.
Marco, you're no longer a combatant. You just make all of our perception checks.
So, Marco, you don't notice anything through the windows or at the door, but you can hear the distant rumble and see smoke coming out of the haystacks that lets you know that equipment within the glassworks is currently running.
They're
I'll-
burning her alive.
Hey, do you actually say that?
No. Sorry, I didn't click my macro.
I'll whisper to the gang. Do you think we have time to search for an open door and make a quiet entrance, or do you think time is of the essence?
How about we chill right here and let Sephra make just like sort of go around the outside, see if she can spot anything. I'm loath to let her go by herself, although
She
she
has
is
a whistle.
pretty. Yeah, that's true. She has a whistle.
Sephra, do you agree? If you come into trouble, whistle immediately and we will come rushing?
Indeed, I
Just
will.
put.
Alright. I'll
So do I go to
Sure,
like
then.
each window and do a perception check, or
So we can just say you make a sweep around the entire building and you discern that every window has its drapes drawn and every door you came across is locked.
Okay. So I'd like to know what this is. Not the thing you have blacked out because evidently you don't want to see. But is this a cliff up or a cliff down, or is it a cliff at all?
it looks like down. If anything, there's like a
I
little
believe
path.
down. I believe that little path would lead down.
Okay. Is she able to discern what's down there, or
There would really be nothing of interest down there.
okay?
About this
Wait,
little
hold on,
boat
make
looking
sure I'm not
thing.
lying. It just leads down to a beach below.
Okay.
Sephra, from your journey around the building, do you think there'd be a better point of entry than the front door?
Most of the doors seem similarly sturdy and locked, so
But perhaps
I would say
Mhm.
maybe a side door so that we're not as noticed versus the front door.
I agree.
Well, it can't be that dangerous because the music is still nice and happy from the bar, so I think we're okay.
Your
I don't-
bar music is playing? Oh, I never turned it
Yeah.
off. Sorry. Should have told me.
Glitter, I
think
don't
I
know
put
what-
it
Whoa!
on auto
what
The
turn
music
music
off.
speak of.
stopped.
Glitter,
Would
I
I
know
would
none
I
of
have
this
told
music.
them about the machinery or whatever?
So you have to actually literally tell us.
Oh,
If you if you discern something and don't actually physically tell us, and we act like we know what you figured out, that's called metagaming, and it's a no.
gotcha. Okay. So it sounds like there's a lot going on in there. It's very loud, and there's smoke coming out of the top.
So perhaps they wouldn't notice if we busted down a door.
I will take a step back and see the smoke and say you're right.
Can I make some sort of check to see, like, would I know what this building's function is? Like, is this like a glass production warehouse or something, or like is that what?
Yeah, Bethana would let you know that the Glassworks is a glass production warehouse. So
So
this
this-
is basically where they just make different sorts of like glass goods.
So this smoke is like expected, like they're just doing their normal operations. It's not like
Yes.
Okay.
So it would be normal to see glass or smoke and stuff coming out of it. What is abnormal is that the building has been like closed to the public for
Right. I'll look at everyone. I'll say I suggest a side entry over the front door, just in case, because it's odd that all the windows are closed up. A front entrance may be more obvious.
You're right. The place would be open, right? If they were actually making glass. That is kind of strange.
Yeah, something is afoot. So perhaps, Sephra, you could lead us to the
Okay.
side entrance you spoke of, if everyone is in
I'll,
agreement.
I'll follow them.
I was kind of thinking this door over here, like right where we were.
That was the
Okay.
front door.
Is
I'm
that the front
very,
door?
That's what Bella said, but I don't know if we would know that.
Oh,
Would we
okay.
know that? This is the front door?
probably. I mean, the road leads right up to it.
True.
So
Yeah, you
That's
would know
what
that's
I
like
was
the front
thinking.
door.
This one was the front door, and I was thinking we do this door.
I leave it to you, Sephira. You choose, but I believe this is the front door. But whatever you choose, I think you know more than I in these matters.
Glitter is torn. He doesn't know what to do now.
Well, let's go around to this double door over here then. If that is the
Okay.
front door, then this must be the back.
All right. Anyone have a finessely way to open this door, or are we brute forcing our way in?
I
I
look
prefer a silent
impressed
entry.
because he
What
made
would
it
what skill would that be to like pick the lock?
called disable device,
It looks like
and
I've got.
you cannot do it unless you're trained.
So the check mark next to the box, or you have a rank in there.
Oh,
See,
really? You
it
can use
says
it if
like
you have a rank?
Correct.
Because I have a rank in it.
Well,
it says
perhaps
like
she's
I've
better.
got 4 total.
Do you have
I've got 4 ability
Do you have a
for
check mark next to it?
no check mark.
Do you have a
Okay,
rank in it?
so the
She does
third
not, so
column
she
over,
cannot roll it. She does not have a rank in it.
I do
And
have a
is
rank.
not a class skill for her.
Okay. So I believe our only.
I also have a rank in it.
Ooh, who is the highest? Who is the better pick locker?
I
My
just have
disabled
one.
device right now is 4.
Marco.
Hold on.
If you
See,
could put
it
a
says
number on it.
-2, and then 1
Total.
in ranks.
He has a -2 due to armor.
Well,
Wait, actually, did I say I was using that?
You said you kind of weren't, because I have none of my. Although
Okay, hold on.
mine says apply armor encumbrance penalties.
Because I think I said I wasn't gonna use that. So his is a 3.
So it sounds
Okay.
like glitter.
all
If
right.
his is a 3 and glitter's a 4.
Go ahead, Glitter.
Okay. I'm deciding if I want to inspire myself. But I don't know. I think I'll
Well,
save
hold
my
on,
inspiration.
hold on, friend. Speaking of inspire, I'll tap him on the shoulder and say, "The gods will you to do well."
Okay, so when he touches me, I'll go, whoa!
Keep your voice down. I said.
Oh, sorry. Whoa! Okay, so I'm going to give myself a temporary so I don't have to do any. Oh, no, I take it back. I need to look at my additional real quick. I do not have. Oh, I do have thieves' tools. God, I'm fucking brilliant. Okay, not the most amazing roll, but
Do you
I
get a
rolled an
bonus from
11.
Thieves' Tools?
No, you do not. You cannot do it without thieves' tools.
So you jiggle the lock trying to get it to open, and it unfortunately does not budge.
Shall we
Okay,
do
I make
a
sort
thing
of
where we take 20?
What?
In the world where I do, it usually takes about 20 minutes to perform such a, mechanically when we say take 20, you roll an automatic 20. But it takes us 20 minutes to do it. In game time.
I am not familiar with those rules, so
Yeah, so there's taking 10 and taking 20, which basically gives you an automatic either roll of 10 or automatic roll of 20, but it also takes that many minutes to perform. So basically, if you say you want to take a 20, that means you are literally in character spending 20 minutes taking your time, examining the lock very closely, and spending time to carefully pick it instead of doing it very quickly, and you get an auto 20 roll.
can I take 15?
No.
No, I'll take the 20, since I rolled an 11 and that didn't open it. So taking 10 would be foolish. So basically, RPing it would be he makes a frustrated little noise out of the side of his mouth and then says, "This is going to take a little bit," and peers into the hole, wiggles his lockpicks around a little bit, tries a thicker lockpick. No, that's not the one. 20 minutes later, if a 20 succeeds.
Okay, so you spend your time doing that and then go to open the door and it opens for you. Let me get into my reveal tool so I can start revealing things.
Okay. I step back, nice little shit-eating grin on my face, and go, only took me 20 minutes.
Impressive. And remember, silent.
I give him Buddy Jesus.
I won't mention to the sheriff that you know how to do this.
Very true. We will speak about this nefarious.
I look at her
story.
with a guileless look, wide-eyed, and say, know how to do what? Oh my god, I went to Twitch just in time to hear my voice.
It's a beautiful voice.
Okay, so you guys open the door. This is what you see.
Who would like to lead us in this factory?
Marco?
Probably Marco. What kind of armor are you wearing, Marco? Breastplate, right? Go ahead and lead.
So just to make this like fairly simple and quick, Marco, you just move where you want to explore, and we're just automatically following you. So you don't have
So,
to ask us,
and the
like,
best
which
way to
and
do this
stuff.
is to take a step in, then let Whitney reveal what you see. So you're not just, charging through the place.
And
There
I'll
you
just
go.
remind you, I
Perfect.
have 60 feet dark vision in case it's dark in here.
So I can only see the initial. Like Marco
Yeah,
just
give her a
moved
minute.
into the dark.
She's
Oh,
doing it.
okay. Well, no, I just
Okay,
I,
so
I
that
thought
was a
Marco moved.
wall right there, actually. Sorry. And so,
I
like,
fused with the wall. I am one.
You've become
Build.
one.
Cool. So that's a door right there.
yes, so there's doors right there, or you can go around that corner, depending on what you want.
So at this point, Marco, this is out of character. It's all on you. You decide where you want to go. You decide you want to open the door. We're thrusting you into the lead, and we'll just back you up.
Okay. Are we still under the assumption that these doors are locked?
These doors
Check it and see.
are, yeah, you have to check inside and see. You don't know what these.
Okay, I go to push the door.
All right, give me a moment
Gently.
to get this revealed. This door is not unlocked, so it pushes open. Or is not
It's
locked,
There we
sorry.
go.
Yeah. All right, this is going to take a second to get this fully revealed properly. This tool
you
is really
want-
nifty.
I look at Ulda. Did you want a weapon? I draw my short sword. You can have my short sword.
Jesus! Well, we don't see this again.
You'll
No,
see
that's
it
what
in a
that's what Marco
second.
sees.
What the
Seriously,
fuck?
Ulda, that was in character. Do you want a
So
weapon?
you're whispering
my
this to
short
me. Is that the humanoid who's
Yes.
controlling them? So you're whispering this to me, and I'll whisper back. I am a holy man. I don't believe in wielding such crude weapons.
You say that now, and I slowly slide the sword back into my sheath. I knew a holy man once. It was a dwarf named Einhart. He wielded weapons well.
Okay, so we've just opened the door. We've not actually entered it.
So you open the door, and if you enter, I'll let you know like what you see and stuff.
Okay, I say.
Can I just like peek around the corner?
Yeah.
I sense 8.
Maybe use perception. Mm. All right, so I guess I slowly poke my head around the corner.
Okay, give me just a quick second. Just pick my kid up so she'll stop screaming.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure that's not the goblins
Yeah, I
in
think
there?
that's the goblins. They have a baby hostage, these monsters.
Gotta say, she's an adorable little goblin.
Whose
Wit
side are you
posted a
on, Glitta?
video of her earlier where
Okay.
she was like trucking around trying to get a little bowl on the floor. It was really
So when you peek around the corner and take a look into this room, you see a furnace that burns along the southeast wall. Marble tables sit in the chamber, used to work raw glass into usable shapes, with nearby wooden tables cluttered with various tools of the trade. The building's furnace is rumbling loudly, and you see 8 goblins running about and like body parts strewn about the room.
Okay, I lean back and relay uh, what I've seen to Olden.
I whisper to Marco and Olden, should I try and sneak attack them?
I don't think it's. I think we'll be.
lead them outside. Lead them
Uh,
outside. That's what I think we should do.
So he did
That way
not
we
see the
spread
humanoid?
out.
He does not mention the humanoid at all? Or did he not see him?
He might not be able to see it because of the walls,
Yeah, I'm
the
just
way that
confirming
everything.
before I decide what I want to do.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't have closely seen that very well.
So he just says, "Oh, I see like a bunch of goblins in there."
Yes,
And body parts.
So
and
I
the
think
body part.
I seriously think we should set up like an ambush, like put Sephra like here or here, put me over here, put Marco like there.
Yes, yes, yes.
Ulden, you can be
Well,
wherever.
they
Wait,
still haven't
hold-
seen us.
Leader
So
speaking.
Well, trust me, but I can get them to come outside.
Children,
pretty
children.
easily.
You think they will come at us, but we know there are multiple exits here. They may run. I wish to question any that survive, and if they just all bolt it when we run in there, how do we plan on stopping that?
Well, I was basically going to stick my head in and insult them and get them to follow me out. And you guys would already be outside waiting.
Why not just hold this hallway? What's the difference? Why do we want to back out 2 ways?
Seems a little jammed, but if that's what we're going to try to do, you know. I mean, Marco's big and he can block up the hallway, but that limits Sepra's maneuverability. It limits my maneuverability.
I don't see the difference. If we hold this doorway, we're gonna there's gonna be the same situation now.
Oh, okay. If you want to try and logjam them there, I'm all for it. Besides, out of character, my character literally has decided that he's going to follow your lead.
Okay, sorry, out of character, real quick. Wouldn't it just make sense if Marco and me like jammed this area, held this area, so that you guys could get behind us and fire as well? Because if we just hold either doorway, you won't be able to really fire at them.
No, and I kind of agree with that. The problem is I'm not particularly adept at range. She is, but if she's firing into combat, she's getting hefty minuses.
No, she's not. She has
What
a
if I
feat.
went in through
Doesn't she?
this door right here, and I fire at range from that door?
The only problem is
Well,
I don't want them to go on you. I want them to go on me and Marco.
plus, we don't know what's over there. Like literally, I don't think we know that there's a door there unless Marco said, "Oh, and there's a door over there."
We don't.
He could see it from. He could see it from.
True. When he
leaning
opened
his
that
head
door,
on that.
he would have seen that.
He can see it.
He would have told us.
I had.
Okay.
I guess okay. There's a door across the way as well.
Okay, so actually, perhaps Marco burst in through here, I burst in through the other door, and each of you follow us. Sephra could follow in Marco, and Glitter behind me. So that 2 tanks are in the front, and the other people can be in the back and do whatever you can from afar. Or you can join the fray if you want.
Sure.
Does that sound good?
Let's do that.
All right, I move
Yeah.
to this door here, ready to... And
So-
I'll tell Glitter before we moved. I'll say, Sephra, give Glitter like a go ahead, and then we both burst in the door at the same time.
So, John,
Mhm.
just let's do this a little bit differently. Let me burst through the door because my whip has a range of 15, and to hit that one, I need to be standing where you are.
Okay, but if 3 goblins go on you,
I'm gonna step back.
all right, good luck, friend.
Actually, I'm gonna step to the side, but
All right. Okay, so I'll be watching Sephra. So when she like taps Marco's shoulder to go in, she kind of points to me, and then we go in at the same time.
okay. So we're gonna attempt to surprise them, I guess. Wait.
Correct.
Okay.
Oops.
Okay. Should we roll for initiative?
Well, we would burst
Yep.
in the door and then. Well, I'm just saying, like, we should have already opened the door before initiative, right? Like, that's our surprise. Like, I don't want to waste my turn going in the door. Is that fair? Or...
Yeah. No, you guys open the door, burst in, and then roll for initiative. So get into place after you've like burst through the door.
Okay. This is exactly where I want to be.
So, can I not go past you, or am I stuck out here?
So I'm going to attack because I'm evidently going to attack way before you.
Yeah, but you
Okay.
wouldn't have
And
known
then
that.
I'm going to take off. Oh.
It's okay.
Then
Fine.
you would have said something like you would have held your attack.
Okay.
So
Go
I'm
for
going to attack and take a 5-step that way.
Sounds good. Go, 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 go.
I'm
Okay,
waiting-
and so
waiting.
you guys do have a surprise round.
Surprise me.
So, so all the goblins are surprised. So, they will not get to do anything, and you guys will either get to do a standard or a movement on surprise round. So, Glitter.
Oh
you're
shit!
first.
This is a surprise round.
Yeah, I forgot. I
Yep.
forgot about that.
Okay,
Damn.
go.
Okay, so I'm going to make my scorpion whip attack. Hang on, I'm looking for it. Okay, that is
Ooh.
my. I only do 3 points of damage, but still.
Still, that's it. Ooh, the music.
Okay, and you are targeting this one right up in the front. Yeah. Okay. Hold on.
It's the only one I can target. So
Yeah. Okay, so a 19 will hit, and you do 3 points of damage. All right.
okay, and then I'm going to take a 5-step that way.
You can only do a standard or a movement surprise round.
Okay, then I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to make my attack and say, I'd move, but I can't.
I can go past allies,
Okay,
right?
Marco?
Pretty sure.
Yeah, you can move past people.
Too bad I
You
can't
can
do it
move
this
through
round.
their sphere.
So are they caught flat-footed then, or?
They should be for surprise.
Yes.
Unless they can't be caught flat-footed.
So just to let you guys know, the reason I asked that is their flat-footed AC is much easier to hit. So,
Okay.
All right, I'm going to strike the one in front of me as well.
Here we go. The bad rolls are already out of
Alright.
the way. Here we go.
And that'll be with power attack.
Hell yeah, it is. Not bad. Might hit.
Unfortunately, you just barely missed
You gotta
it.
be freaking yanking me.
AC 14.
Golden.
I go to move, but as I do, a black mist comes and binds my arms and legs, and my turn's over.
whoa!
Sephra.
Okay. So I also am going to try to hit this goblin here. This one.
Oh,
Ooh.
that will hit, and you kill it.
Yeah.
music is so epic.
All right, Glitter.
Give me just a sec. I need to check the range on one of my weapons. $20. Okay, I'm going to step into the room to here. And I'm going to throw a kunai at this guy. That is just within my range. Ah, no, I take it back. I'm going to step into the room to here, and I'm going to start my spell. Okay, please everyone remember, +1 attack, damage, save versus for your turn. And that will be my complete turn.
Okay, sorry. All right, so this goblin seen
I'm
you
sorry,
guys is-
retcon just slightly. I'm going to move to here.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Sephira,
So-
and I'm going to yell out to Sephira, get behind Marco and I.
Hold on, I just need to check their speed to be 100% sure.
It's going to be 20.
Is it? Because I don't feel like I'm seeing their speed in this character sheet for some reason.
Move. Look for move.
Uh,
They're what? Goblins? I mean, I can look them up really good.
Yeah, because I see HP, hit dice, SR, forward, reflex, oh, speed 30 feet. Okay, never mind.
They're fast.
So he is doing a double movement and moving to there, and that is his full, whatever you want to call it. This guy is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
he
Move to
jumps up
there.
on the table.
Hell yeah, he
Okay, because
does.
I'm just saying, when you had me try to jump up on the stage, you made me make a roll.
Yeah, he will make a roll. So
Oh,
what did I
shit.
do?
Acrobatic?
Acrobatics.
Or climb check.
So that's gonna be, yeah, climb check. I think would be more accurate for these. Climb is dex, right?
No, climb is strength.
Strength. Okay, so he's probably gonna fail at climbing onto the onto the table and is gonna get stuck right there for his turn. This one is gonna 5, 10, move to here. And he is going to use his turn. No. Yeah, he's going to attack you with his hot glass tong.
Ooh.
Whoa!
Spicy boy.
Yikes. And wait, is that. Jesus. And he picks up his tongs and pierces your side and burns you for 5 fire damage.
Better,
he's
you still
attacking
want to be in there
me?
first?
Okay. It's gonna be okay because next turn I'm gonna go all at the fence. So
Alright.
just may I quit? Okay.
What?
I don't know. I don't know what you rolled for an attack, but it's a makeshift weapon, so he gets minuses.
Yeah,
Plus
and
it's
I
not
rolled
proficient.
a 20.
Okay,
Get
So,
I'll take it. 5 points of damage.
5 points of damage. Yeah, he gets a -2 to the weapon, but I rolled a nat 20.
fucked.
Alright, this boyo is just going to run 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. And And this one, he is going to throw glassware at Marco. He's hurling it. Oh, and he rolls a nat 0, so instead he's gonna hit this boy right in front of. Well, yeah, no, he didn't. Nat 1, yeah, but it ended up being a 0 because he has a -1.
Nice.
So he's gonna hit the dude in front instead and do the 3 damage. So
What does that guy think about that?
he's like turning around at his buddy, like, "Why the fuck did you hit me?"
In common?
Yeah, these ones probably. Wait, do these ones speak? Dun, 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 dun. Nope,
So
never
you
mind.
turned
These
his
ones
back
only
on
speak
me?
Goblin. He's screaming in Goblin.
Just in case you were curious, Goblin sounds a lot like Swedish. So he's basically going, "Forty minute, 40 morning."
That doesn't sound accurate.
All right, Marco, it's your turn.
All right, I attacked the one right next to me.
Which one? Oh wait, no, there is only one. Never mind. I thought Glitter was a goblin for a minute.
Oof.
20 charisma and saved him there from that remark. Oh, hello. 16 to hit.
Ooh, with your +1,
20 damage.
you hit and you kill it. It is splattered on dead all over the.
Marco is online.
He was just warming up earlier.
All right, did you want to take a move action?
I guess I'll step forward here to block them from trying to come up again.
So what you want to do is go into his diagonal. That way you don't provoke an attack of opportunity.
All right,
And that's where I'll stay.
I don't know if there. I was trying to look up the rule. Is there any forced movement rule? Like, can I throw Glitter back and take his place? Is that a thing? Or
You
I have
can,
no idea.
but I'll let you know I'm going to resist that.
Okay. Glitter the tank, I guess. Very noble, sir. And a chain bursts from my chest and connects to Glitter. And that's the end of my turn.
Sweet. Have you ever seen that thing where people try to look over their shoulder at their own back? That's what Glitter's doing, and he's going, "Whoa!" And
So
you
I'm not-
still have not explained what that is.
I did explain the first time I did it.
Okay, so this goblin, seeing Marco kill one, is going to try to hurl more glassware at him.
Just hold on, before we do this, just the lifelink thing I did. It just says at the each round at the start of your turn, the bonded creatures, if it's wounded for 5 or more hit points below its max health, it heals for 5. Since I bonded to him during my turn, do I have to wait till my next turn, or should he get the heal now?
Well, said at the beginning of the round, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, no, it said at the
So-
beginning of the round on the start of your turn. Oh, I guess so. I have to wait till the next round.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right. Proceed, sir.
Okay, this one is also going to attempt to hurl glassware at Jose or Marco and misses. Sephra,
All right, I'm gonna try and attack this guy right here.
you probably would want to move a little bit. You might not have perfect line of sight through doors unless someone made a point
Stand
of
right
crossing
behind
open.
him and next to me.
Like right here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and if you are targeting the one right in front of Glitter, you will have a -4 to hit on it. And then +1, so technically -3.
Oh, she doesn't have the
Uh,
feet to remove that?
Not
That's-
yet, because she
oh.
only gets 1 feet, and you have to have 2 to fully have that.
Damn it. Okay, yeah. No choice. Unless you
I mean,
want
I'm gonna go all out defensive next turn. Okay,
What
so
if-
unless they roll a 20, they're not gonna hit me.
Would I still have a penalty for doing that with this guy?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's,
Oh, okay.
He's
it's
in combat
directly-
with Marco.
Yeah, it's in combat with Marco. You have to do one that's not in a like adjacent square to another. So yeah, you could do that guy. That one would be fine. You wouldn't take the -4 on that one.
Okay, I think I'll do the guy on the table, I guess.
Okay.
That's the table? Okay.
Take him down. Woof.
Oh!
Okay, so you've taken Jose's rolls.
I mean,
Damn it.
my first one was great. I one-shotted the dude.
So you aim off slightly, and the arrow kind of like ricochets back and just like barely grazes you, and you do 1 point of damage to yourself.
Okay.
No trick shot, Sephra. Just kill the beast.
All right, Glitter.
I'm thinking.
End of round.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, end of round
It's
four.
actually important
Oh,
for my ability now.
yeah.
'Cause now, the start of my turn, you heal for 5. Remind me if you I forget.
okay, I'm gonna cast a spell. Oh no, I'm not, because I don't. Attack of opportunity. So instead, I'm gonna take a 5-step back. Then I'm gonna cast it. The guy that I stepped back from, was he injured?
He is not injured.
Okay, I'm going to cast Grease,
Ooh.
and I will let you know where I'm going to draw it.
While he's drawing that, would any of us have noticed this humanoid guy? Do we know what he's doing, or are we like too busy with combat?
Perception check, and I'll tell you if you notice him on your turn.
Okay.
Or whoever wants to do it can make a perception check on their turn.
I will do it on my turn.
So I'm gonna put it right there. And that will be my turn.
How long does the grease last?
1 minute per level, so basically 6 rounds.
Okay.
Alright, let me make the reflex saves real fast.
They're not moving.
10 rounds, no? 6 seconds a round?
They have to make a reflex save when you cast it to see if they fall over.
Ah, okay, my bad. And it is 7 o'clock.
So that one falls over and is knocked prone. The other one is fine. Yeah, I mean, do you guys want to stop here? Or do you want to kind of like finish up like this encounter and stuff? Like,
Speed rounds. Speed rounds.
I would be good to finish up, but it's really up to Jose.
I'm okay to finish up.
Okay,
Alright.
cool.
Jinx.
all right, that goblin attempts to stab Jose or Marco with its dog slicer, and
And I am not going to get back into combat, John. Well, I might. So I don't know if you want to change your link to Jose.
Well, I'm gonna wait till it heals you first.
this one.
Oh, beginning of the turn,
attempts
so it heals
to-
me, right?
Beginning of my
This
turn.
one attempts to hit.
Did you say he hit?
He missed you.
Okay.
And then this one attempts to hit Ulden with its glass tongs and also.
Sucker. Ask Everly if she wants to play some D&D.
I think she does.
I think she does. She's like, why can't
Sorry,
I
give me a
play?
second. I'm getting Jeff to put her to bed so I can keep going a little bit. So this next one is going to attempt to hurl glassware at Mirko and misses. And this one is going to also hurl some glassware. Ooh, and he will crit you for 4 points of damage.
That's the sound I'm making. Who did he hit?
Marco.
Oof.
Wish we could get some of these crits.
And then it is Marco's turn.
All right, I'm gonna go after the guy that's diagonally in front of me.
You swing and you miss and you just go right over its head.
They're much smaller than you think.
Ulden?
So I get healed?
Yes. You get healed for 5 and I take 5. I take a defensive stance, so I get +2 AC and end my turn.
Okay, so this goblin is going to use his move action to stand up. And then 5, 10, 15. He's going to attempt to hurl at Ulden since he can't move. And he misses. Next boyo, this one. He is not feeling like trying to wade through this grease. So he's just gonna hurl. Oh my god. Hurl some glass! And he misses. And that was at Marco, but he rolled a 14, so. Sephra.
Okay, so I'm going to go after this guy now, since I have a clear shot.
He's in melee.
Okay,
with
yeah,
me.
that's fine.
Okay.
Well, but like, would he be like in, I don't know, like,
They
you're
count it
unarmed.
like we're
I don't
like
know.
entangled. Well, I am unarmed. That is true.
That was the only reason why, is because you're unarmed. So it's like,
Yeah.
You're literally just holding your shield there.
That's true. I would give it to her.
yeah, so I'll give it to you. Go ahead. You can attack that one.
Woo!
You definitely
+1.
hit.
3
Yeah,
damage.
and you will do 3 damage to him. Alright, anything else?
No, that's it.
Alright, Glitter?
So since he's damaged, I will use my ultrasonic ray.
Don't forget the end of round, by the way.
And that is...
Oh, thank you.
Touch AC. Or is it
Plus
range?
1 touch AC. Yep.
So, let's see. You miss, unfortunately, and the
So
ray goes off to his one side.
So his touch AC is higher than 10.
11.
His
Or
touch
11,
AC is
sorry.
higher than 11, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
his
will
touch
end
AC
my
is
turn.
13.
Damn.
Okay, so this boyo is going to attempt to see if he can grapple Jose.
Yeah, right.
So, or Marco. So, Marco, you're going to want to look at your CMD as in defense and tell me if a 15 makes it or beats it.
I beat it.
You beat it? Okay, so he fails. So then this guy is going to attempt to use his
Wait.
dog slicer.
Well, yeah, keep going, but I think if you try to grapple, he gets an attack of opportunity.
Oh, yeah. Look that up. If he does, we'll do that.
Yeah, but keep going if you want.
Yeah. So that guy fails. This guy... He's gonna hurl some glass.
Which glass do they have?
16 doesn't hit you. And then this boy.
Attempting a grapple a foe provokes an attack of opportunity from the target of your
Okay.
maneuver.
So let me roll this guy's hurl glass real fast. And he misses. Okay, so Marco, make your attack of opportunity on this guy real fast for his grapple attempt.
Oh my lord!
You miss. We're not gonna do any nat ones since it was an attack of opportunity, but you miss. Okay, now take your actual turn, Marco.
You gotta hit him, Marco.
I'm gonna attack him again.
What? What? I want to see the back source code from this. She's clearly written a code.
Don't understand.
2 nat ones? What is
Dude,
the odds?
she's hacking the system, man.
Odds of 2 nat ones. I need to know right now. 1 in 400
She's
chance.
loaded the die in her favor. That's all I gotta say.
25% chance of that happening.
All right, well then it's your turn.
God damn it.
Jesus Christ.
I'm just
Wow.
flustered.
Well, but you have to scroll up, okay? There's been more ones rolled. Like, I seriously think that the code is just fucked.
Okay.
I mean, we're rolling like 4s and 7s and 1s, and it's like, seriously, where's the
I need to summon
where's
my
the
nature's
alternates?
ally. I need an ally in my time of need.
Get it.
I'm going to get a wolf.
Okay,
Sounds
bring
good.
out your big ass wolf.
Give me a sec.
'Cause
It
it
wasn't
doesn't-
working earlier when I was trying to drag it
Oh.
out, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't even have a character sheet. That's why I don't know what you gave me.
Under Beastie?
Yeah, like nothing comes up. It's just like a blank box. I don't know if it's my roll 20.
Where did you want it?
Oh, yeah, I'll do it on. I'll flank the guy. Well, I'm not flanking because I'm not. I'll put him beside. Yeah, there. And I will attack the guy Marco's attacking. And he has a bite +2. So slash roll d20 +2. Holy shit.
See? I think it's BS.
Okay, that's
Nothing
the end
Whitney
of my
done.
turn.
I just think the code is just screwed up. Because she's rolled like 20s out the ass, okay?
Oh wait, I do a perception check to see what this guy's doing.
Oh, okay. So yeah, roll your
I
perception.
keep forgetting to do it. To see if I notice that guy. Nope, I have no idea there's a guy there. Oh my god.
Well, you can tell that there's a guy down there, but you just can't really tell anything else about what's happening with him.
Alright, I just eye him, and if I... Okay, yeah, like I just want to make sure he's not like
Right?
bolt out a window or
We
something.
see you.
Alright, that's not my turn. Jesus.
Alright, this guy hurls his piece of glass, but misses Olden and hits his buddy in front of you instead.
They're gonna kill each other before we will.
I'm okay with that.
He does 1 damage to that
Oh
dude.
my.
Alright, this guy is going to hurl glass at your wolf. Do you know what its
Hey!
hit
Yeah.
points are?
Oh, I have to roll it.
And and he fucking crits your wolf
AC 14!
for a whopping 2 damage.
Okay, hold on, let me roll his health. 2d, 8 + 4. High roll, baby! Eh. He has 12 HP, so how much did he take?
2 damage.
Alright, he's got 10 HP left.
Alright, Sephra.
Okay, I want to roll perception to see if I can see what the humanoid guy is doing.
Mhm.
Oh
No,
my
I have no idea
lord.
either.
You poke your eye out with your own arrow.
Jesus. I mean,
And then-
Sarenrae.
Can I attack, or was that just like the one thing that I can
No,
do?
You
is
can
just-
attack.
Okay. So I'm going to go for the goblin on the table again. That guy.
Okay.
Oh!
Nat 1. 2 nat 1s in a row.
I don't flippin' understand what's
What?
happening with these rolls. I literally do not understand.
What
Like,
the hell, man?
the Avengers.
So that's 1, 2,
I didn't mean to.
3, 4 nat 1s in a row.
Something's
on a
wrong with
D10.
your connection over there. You guys both got nat ones. Jesus, two nat ones both on your turns. That's insanity.
Okay, it's your turn, Glitter.
There wasn't a. Oh, Sephiroth's going
round.
last.
Yeah, you got like 7
I
rounds left on
am
your
going
grease.
to continue my ultrasonic ray attacks. And of course, I'm going to roll a 6, so I miss. And my turn's done.
Alright, so there's that.
My God.
This guy is gonna try to hit Marco with his dog slicer and misses. This guy is going to try to hit Golden. Oh my god, hold still. He's gonna try to hit you with his glass ton and okay.
AC 19.
No, he rolled a nat 1.
Okay, nice.
So he's
So he
going
burns
to
himself.
drop his tom.
Hell yeah. Share the nat ones.
So this one over here is going to try to stab the doggo.
No, my pupper.
So he hits with a 19 for 2 damage.
Okay.
And then this one is going to hurl glass at Marco and misses. Marco's turn.
Alright. This guy again.
Ooh, here we go.
Oh, were you targeting the one right in front of you?
Yeah, him.
Yeah, okay. So you hit and just lob its head off and completely kill it. You want to do a move action or anything?
Yeah. Do I have to move here to avoid the attack of opportunity?
No, you could move here or here. Either one of those would be fine. Or you could move here too, honestly. It just depends on how you're moving.
And
who is the tether attached to now?
It's still attached to you. I'm gonna attach it to
Okay.
you. Unless you tell me not to.
Shouldn't we give him a potion or something? His health is low.
Who, Marco?
Yeah, I think Olden's gonna take care of it on his turn.
Yeah, you
Golden.
and
you-
can I
did you
still
wolf attack?
do a perception thing?
Wolf will attack after his turn.
Can I still do perception, or did I
Uh-huh.
already use it my moves?
You can do it.
Ooh, here we go.
Ooh.
So you can see down there, and you see the man that you saw speaking to Amiko, her father, right? Longiku. He is propped up in a chair in the central alcove and encased in thick, runny sheets of hardened glass.
Oof.
They encased him in glass?
They encased him in glass.
So he's dead?
He is dead.
Jesus Christ. He's
Or
fucking
or
mad.
really, really, really fucking tough.
Jesus.
Well, job's done. Let's go, guys.
Well, that's Longiku. You guys are still trying to figure out what happened to Amiko.
Yeah, let's just
And the brother.
lock
That's
the
the
doors and
dad.
go.
right?
Yeah, I'm deleting this out of here. Yeah, and you don't know what's going on with the brother.
Okay. I guess that ends my turn.
All right, Walden.
So I'll say to Glitter, are you heading back into combat? If not, I will aid our barbarian.
I'm probably gonna stay here.
I launch a chain launches from my chest and connects to Marco.
Okay, I'm used to it now, so I just go, whoa.
Whoa.
All right,
and
is that
then-
your whole thing?
Yeah, my Wolfie. He disappears after this. But his dying
Okay.
bite is 1d20 plus d20 plus. Where is it? 2. Oh my god, the same roll. Kill this damn wolf. I sent him back to the Shadow Realm. Useless fucking dog.
You disappoint me.
Son, I am disappointed.
Okay, so this goblin is going to chuck some glass. Oof. God, I'm getting a lot of nat ones too, so he's gonna miss and hit this guy instead and literally kill his buddy.
Yeah! Somebody's killing somebody.
Can we recruit this guy?
Yeah. What are you doing later?
This guy is gonna chuck glass at Marco and he misses.
All right, I'm going for this guy on the table again.
Okay.
Three damage.
So I was taking a drink of water. Okay, you hit and do 3 damage to it. Squeals at you and gets pretty pissed off.
You got
Anything
All right,
else?
end of
Sapphire?
round. No, that's it.
you got 6 or 5 rounds left of grease. I wasn't counting.
I thought it was turns, not rounds. But it was like 6 turns.
I think it said 1 minute a level. Round is 6 seconds, so
Oh, okay.
10 rounds.
Well, they're not moving anyways. They're just chucking glass from there.
Nice, you managed to hit, but again, the 1 creeps in. Oh, that's, I'm still inspiring, by the way.
Yep. We
Yeah, we
got
have
it.
chaos
Did the
fighting
3
for your
damage.
grease, sir. You gotta track your grease.
Oh, I was listening to you. I was looking
Alright.
at the odds of 4 natural ones in a row.
I don't even want to know.
1 in 160,000.
Oh, good.
Well, it's your turn.
I should go buy a lottery ticket.
Let's go, Glitter. Quick rounds. Quick rounds.
Why can I not fucking do what I want to do?
True.
I do not have line of sight on him, or I do have line of sight on him.
Yeah, you would.
Okay. I will... I think I'll just shoot my little ray of ruffiness at
15 to hit. Range touch.
Alright, that will hit and 3 damage will kill it.
Yeah. Now we cooking some goblins.
Anything else, Glitter?
That will be my turn.
Okay. All right. This guy is going to move up to Marco and try to hit you with his hot glass tongs. And Nat 1 drops his tongs on the floor.
Wow, so many nat ones. Holy shit.
Marco.
What's with this
Wait,
room?
does he get an attack of opportunity since he had dropped his tongue?
No.
No.
Good try though.
Always be thinking.
I'm gonna swing my great sword at him.
Kill the beast. Ooh, hell yeah.
Ooh, nice. You hit and you slash it in half. And it is dead. Would you like to take a move action?
Let's see, your grease is right here, right?
Yeah, I had it on the
Alright.
ground there.
It's like right here.
Yeah, it's around those two.
So I'm gonna move there.
So you would be
It's
safe
about
to move.
it's about right there. You can actually get right next to him. Should
Yeah.
be able. Ha sucker! No.
Right, Olden?
I will cure myself.
And you're linked to Marco now, right? So shouldn't he
No, he's
take healing?
he needs to take one more point of damage before he gets a heal.
Oh, okay.
Let him hit you, but not too much.
Well, with nat ones, that shouldn't be hard.
That's the end of my turn.
Okay, this goblin is going to now chuck glass at Marco. And he misses.
Which one? Never mind.
And this one is going to attempt to stab you with his dog slicer now. And misses.
Yeah.
Zephyr.
Okay, so I'm going to move to this square here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to try and attack this guy.
Okay.
14.
And it misses.
Oof.
Damn.
Okay, Glitter.
Guess I can take no, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to attack him with my whip. Hey, look at that. A 6. That's my turn.
Alright, Marco?
Alright, I'm going to strike the one in front of me.
11.
Unfortunately, miss.
That'll end my turn.
I'm sorry, I was supposed to end around there.
I tap Zephyr on the shoulder and say, "The gods will you to hit," and give her guidance.
I think Olden.
My turn's over.
Okay, so this goblin is going to kind of like look at the situation, all of his dead buddies, and sort of like shriek out loud, like, "That's on, Shanks!" And he's going to drop his weapons and attempt to turn around and flee.
So
So,
the tongs, how hard are they? Hot are they?
Ooh, do they
I
ignite the
mean, the-
grease?
Would they ignite the grease? It was going to be.
I don't think they're hot enough to ignite
Okay.
degrees because they haven't.
And
been
I'm
actively-
okay with that because it would be a super homebrew rule if you did.
what was the check?
Hold on.
Okay, so he passes because he got a 16 for his acrobatics.
Nice.
5, 10, 15, but he can only move
Ha-
at half.
yeah, half
speed.
speed. Yeah.
So he will move 15 feet, attempting to flee. This goblin, seeing his buddy do that, is going to try to do.
Jesus.
Alright, so he's.
Attack. So attack of opportunity, or
That guy did it,
Yeah, you can take an attack of opportunity on that guy
that's you.
as
That's
he
you,
attempts
Jose.
to run away.
Finish him off. Finish him off.
Ooh,
Yes,
baby.
like that.
And
With the crit
you
confirm.
kill him.
You cut him in half twice. The body flies up into the air, and when it hits him again, it cuts the bottom part of his body.
Alright, Sephra, it's your turn.
All
Pick 'em
right,
up.
I try and get that fleeing
With guidance?
dude. Hang on. I was gonna say, let me see how far out he is.
You're okay. 40 feet.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
So you're now literally, well, say you're using guidance.
Oh, I'm using guidance.
Okay, so you're
Okay,
plus
so
2.
the +2 to hit, +1 to damage. Ooh, and that'll hit, and that will kill it.
It will kill.
It will kill. Alright.
We did it, gang.
Alright, is there anything else you guys want to do, or do you want to just, like, end it right here and pick up here next week?
I think the only main thing we would want to do is search his body and see what's up, but we can just do that next week.
Yeah, let me see if these guys have any discernible loot. Unfortunately, I don't think these goblins do, because they are really junky, low-level goblins. They did not have anything of value on them.
And if you want to do experience just like in Discord later, that's fine too, I guess.
Yeah,
But
or
I'm
I
here
can just let you guys add it up while you guys take off or whatever if Jose needs to go. Well, if someone wants to start adding, I will tell you your XP.
Go for it.
Okay, so you get 600 for handling the situation with Amiko and her father well. You get 200 XP for killing Greskert, the goblin stuck in the closet. Nothing like that, I don't believe. And okay, so then we're into this fight that you just did. So each of those goblins are worth 135 experience each, so multiply that by 8.
It's 1,080.
I 1,080
No.
or 1,880.
Yeah,
Wait, what?
1,880 should be.
Yeah, that sounds more about right
Did you
because
say
you're
135 times 8?
yeah, but also plus
Oh, yeah, I didn't say
200
total.
for
I was just giving
Greskert.
you the 135 times
Oh,
8.
oh.
1880 total.
So divide by
We
4.
divided by 4.
400
Is 470. That's going to be enough to level us.
Is that?
Yeah, we're at 922 right now, so it's going to be just enough.
Yeah, barely just made it. Sweet, I can have 2 links now.
Alright.
So would I put like 92 points over, or how do I?
Yep.
You would. So what you're going to do is you're going to put. If it's 92 points over, that means you're at 1392.
Yeah.
You're going to put 1392, and then the total XP that you need, that number is going to go up. I won't let you know
So
what that
I'll
goes
tell
to.
you what that number will be. Hold on, I have it saved. I just have to find it real fast.
3,300.
Yeah, character advancement. Yep, 3,300. So now you'll be at the 1392 or whatever out of 3,300.
You guys want to roll
Okay.
for HP?
And next week we'll. I mean, if you want to stick around, because I think Jose has to go to bed, but you want to stick around, we can show you how to level up. It's not that tough.
Okay.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna go on to bed, but I
Night,
can
bro.
fix it later, or she can do it